Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory this morning, coming off a record-setting performance last week. We had the S&P and the Dow closing in record high territory back on Friday. Overall, the NASDAQ was under pressure to end off the week, but still up about 3% heading into the weekend and heading into a brand new Monday morning. Good morning. U.S. 10-year was in focus last week. We got up to 1.642% on the 10-year yield this morning, about 1.61%, so a little bit of a dip. We'll keep an eye on that coming up this morning. Markets also gaining some positive momentum after President Joe Biden signed the $1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus into law back on Friday. We're watching EV makers this morning. XPEV sharply higher. XPeng getting $77 million from a local Chinese government where they are located. We'll have a look at XPEV and NIO as well. Also not really doing anything, but active in the pre-market. DraftKings shares lower on news of an offering this morning as well. It's Monday, March 15th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at North American markets to kick off a brand new week. Looks like that needs to be refreshed, I think. Yeah, we need to refresh that one more time. So let's get rid of that, guys. We'll have a look at something a little more exciting. We are ever so close, getting to that 9,000 mark, away from 200,000 subscribers. So make sure you do take a second, guys. If you're joining us for the very first time, hit subscribe. We don't get to enjoy that until we get to 200. So help us out and get us to 200. It is Monday morning. Arun is here. Neil with a day off today. Good morning, guys. Going to be an interesting one this morning. I mean, lots of directions to go here to start things off so far this morning. I mean, futures are higher ever so slightly. We're kind of getting back to break even at this point, but I think a little bit more positive momentum, positive feeling coming out of that week we had last week. As I mentioned, both the S&P and Dow record highs on Friday.
Guys, welcome to the show. And yeah, the chat already is feeling it on a Monday morning because you are right. We have Arun is in the building today. So very, very happy to have Arun as the lead anchor here today, as we have already discussed. Arun, this is going to be your show today. So get ready to rock and roll. But yeah, welcome to the show. Neil on a day off, a well-deserved day off. I'll put my coffee down. What am I still holding that for? Yeah, so it should be a fun day. Look, it's Monday. I saw someone on the chat actually, Arun, say, why are we going an hour earlier? But the thing is daylight savings time, right? We actually, the video may have been the wrong time this morning. So if it's not showing up in your, I don't know, YouTube welcome page, that's maybe why, but thank you. If you're watching this, obviously you're here, so thank you for joining us today. It's gonna be a good one. AMC's on the list. We've got a few different names on the sticky note list today. Most of them, you know, with Ride, DraftKings, they're all kind of obvious ones here today. We'll see. The NASDAQ Arun right now, minus 0.14, ES 0.06. Should be a good day or not? What are you thinking about here with these futures movements?
Futures, you know, 39.50, that's the top end that we were looking at from yesterday and from Friday, actually. And here we are kind of range trading again. Futures are flat. If we can break the high, I think we have a chance to, you know, get a little exciting today. If we stay inside of this range, expect some consolidation to the downside as well. There's support below and there's resistance above. So I think you're going to have to look into the stock market to find some activity. Futures, for now at least, it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot going on there. But, you know, Brendan's got a whole list of stocks that are moving around, so we'll just go to him and see what we're going to work with.
Yeah, going to be a busy morning, I feel. Lots to get to this morning before we get to the open coming up in under an hour. Stay right where you are. Before we go any further, though, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning, Brendan, and hi guys. Happy Monday, everyone. I wish you a great start of this trading week, and please make sure to hit thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Let's get it started, Brendan.
Yeah, let's get it started, guys. Going to be an interesting morning, as we have discussed already. We had a couple of interesting IPOs last week in Roblox and Coupang. We'll have a look at both coming up here in a few minutes. But wanted to mention some cannabis news off the top. Tilray and Aphria announcing that special shareholder meeting will be coming up April 14th. I'll show you, Sean, you've been waiting for this date. So it looks like they're going to maybe vote a special shareholder meeting here April 14th on the proposed combination of the two. I mean, I feel like it's just getting it done at this point. I mean, it sounds like everything is on track, at least to be finalized. So now we have a date, April 14th, for that vote to happen.
Yeah, I just got into some check here, breaking through 60. So we'll see if that happens. We'll wait to see if 75 comes through soon. So we are into that CHEK already, long 361. Look, it's been a rough ride for Tilray. For all cannabis stocks in the last couple weeks, months. And again, it just depends on what your time frame is on a lot of these stocks. We know that Tilray and Aphria are going to merge, so it's just a matter of time. I don't think the shareholders will probably go for it. I haven't heard anything else. It looks like the government's probably going to stamp it as well. So I think it's going to go through. I mean, we keep waiting for it to really break. This is Tilray on the NASDAQ, really break this $30 level here on the daily chart. You know, we obviously know what happened with the memes and this and that. And you know, anytime you see this, look, we saw it with Rocket. Now you see Rocket back to 25. You're seeing Tilray go off, and then everyone thinks it's, you know, going to 300 again or whatever it was. 150 on the high side, comes right back down now. So, look, the merging of two big cannabis companies, I think it works. I think they both have big footprints here in Canada. We'll wait to see. Tilray, obviously, on the U.S. side is going to be a little bigger for Aphria. So I think the combination of both of these companies is definitely a good thing. But for a trade right now, 270,000 shares, not doing a whole hell of a lot in the pre-market. You do have some consolidation down near 26 on Tilray, so that's a level that we can look at if that comes into play today. I don't think it's much. We did know that it was going to hopefully close the end of Q2, so I guess that's what the vote's going to be, and then we'll just find out. It's going to be 0.83 shares of Tilray for every one Aphria share, and then so we'll just see what happens there. Obviously, the prices are now very, very close to matching, and I assume that Aphria will catch up a little bit closer to that Tilray price when it comes. But the same type of thing. This needs to break 21, and Tilray needs to break, 30. So not much there. If you're going to be into weed, I would rather you guys get into Grow Generation. Whoa, back up to 50. Oh, that's nice. GRWG's had a little bit of a rough ride recently as well, with the NASDAQ up to $70, down to, look at this low. That's why I was surprised. It's back to 50 today. That's nice. Right near that 50-period moving average. So Grow Generation brand is on my watch, as far as an investment is concerned, if you like the marijuana space.
Yeah, for me, I'm not, I looked at the charts for both of them. Technically, I'm not a fan of either Aphria or Tilray. But in terms of positions, to start off the day, just want to put it out there, I am a long and short. I've got short Mara at just underneath 40 evens. 42.50 is going to be my stop. And I've got long Palantir at 27.16 using, what is my stop on Palantir? I'll give you my stop when I come back. But I've got long Palantir at 27.16 and Mara short just underneath 40. What else you got, Brendan?
All right, just checking on Eli Lilly here, guys. Yeah, big move down. 7.25%. Wow, it actually cleared some of these support levels on the daily chart. I'll show you the story here. I was going to show you Bitcoin. Yeah, 56,151 for Bitcoin, but let me grab this, and then I'll drag this over to here, and I can show you the headline. Eli Lilly with not good data from a mid-stage Alzheimer's drug trial out this morning. So down here, 7.25%, guys, for Eli Lilly, popping up on a volume scanner here.
Do we have Mark Roberts today? I would like to ask him about this one as well. I didn't even realize Eli Lilly this morning was doing this. And okay, still NASDAQ. All right, come on, daily chart. Let's go. So this is the chart here. That's the big move from 211 all the way down to 193. Look, you can't miss on drugs. Wait a second. It doesn't sound good. Okay, you can't miss if you're developing a drug and somehow there's some sort of a problem. Like, it was just about to break out. Poor Eli Lilly here. You do have a beautiful consolidate. Actually, this chart looks great. Actually, maybe I would like to talk to Mark about this. Look, this chart looks fantastic. Eli Lilly, what a great run. From 130 back in November. Wow. For a steadfast name, Eli Lilly just took off here. Actually, I'm a little bit embarrassed. I had no idea Eli Lilly was making this kind of a move and then consolidating like this. So this is a big hit for them, man. All the way back down near this 50 period, back to the downside. We'll find out more about what exactly this drug means to their pipeline and what people thought it meant to the bottom dollar. 7% is not huge, But for a name like this that really is back and forth, this is a big move down, breaking this well, what are we at? Yeah, we're right at 194. I was going to say breaking this 194 here, but that's right where we're at. So yeah, I'm going to watch out below if this thing breaks 190, 190.50. Yeah, Arun, man, you beat me to Palantir already. People in the chat are like, what the hell's going on here? Palantir is supposed to be something that I'm trading, but good luck on that Palantir trade. I'm going to log in and we're going to figure out what our positions are, but that's a good one. I can see right now you got 27.16. We will look at Palantir today, especially if the NASDAQ bounces.
Yeah, you know, I'm not married to a stock. I'm just married to the money. So if Palantir's
like
got the money,
hell yeah.
Palantir's got the money, that's where I'm at. So another trade I'm waiting on as well, AMD, I'm waiting for shorts just underneath 82, potential stop above 82.50. Also depends entirely on how it approaches 82, so that's not going to be an automatic entry. For now, Palantir's kind of, they're both in the money, but they're, you know, it's pre-market, spreads are fairly large, so we're going to have to wait until the market opens to see how these actual positions actually play out and how I'm going to end up managing these positions as well.
Yeah, Arun, you gave us some crypto names there. You're talking about Mara a little bit. Let's jump into the Bitcoin world. What a move we had over the weekend. Brand new all-time highs. And now this morning, we're all the way back to basically where we were on Friday. I think it looks a little more violent than it actually was. If you kind of zoom out to a daily or even a weekly chart on BTC, we are down significantly, but you know, not that bad overall, I think.
Go ahead, Arun. Do you want to talk about why you're in that Mara quickly?
Oh, Mara, just technical breakdown for me. A break underneath, what was it, 39, I believe. That kind of opened up the trade. So if you come now back into the 15 here, let me pull up the chart for it. I've got the wrong chart up here. So as it broke down through 40 and into the 39s, you kind of open it up to the upside when it comes back into that same resistance area. You can see this here. As we broke through here, 39 evens. Now we're coming back into this. I'm banking on this area here between 40 and 41 to hold as resistance now. There's a lot of activity, especially going back a few days. So you can see a lot of activity between 40 and 41. So I'm going to bank on that as resistance. 42.50 would put us just above all of that resistance. Makes sense to take the risk, especially given that it slowed down as it approaches 40. So technically, I like the short. $2.50 in risk. Yes, that's high, and it's on the top end of it's fairly sized risk, but at the same time, you're good to go until 38. So risk-reward ratio is proper as well. Technical setup is good. I'll take that shot.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Yeah, good call. We love Mara. So far, check going in the money, 5 pennies. We'll wait to see if check wants to do anything. This is what we're talking about here. Let's call up maybe like a 15-minute or so chart here for BTC. I actually text Brendan on the weekend when we were super excited about where Bitcoin was going for a minute there. Went up to 62,000, which was quite the break, man. I mean, this is that 58 break. Look what happened when we took out new all-time highs. We just ripped City up to 62. It's like, this is the encouraging thing, right? Like you break that all-time high spot of 58 down here, and then you go right away almost to 62 within an hour or so. Well, I guess it's within 6 hours. This is a 15-minute chart. And then now you come back down here and it's trying to base out at 56. So we did touch down as 55 low, 56 high. So just watch out. For me, it's always going to be the same type of stuff. I would rather you guys trade Grayscale. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with trading Mara, Riot, SOS, SI, but I know there's a lot of love here for Grayscale Bitcoin, so GBTC, you can watch that today, should be on its way back down at some point today. We'll see that. ETHE in the pink sheets is another name, but you're on Mara, so let's just go over to Riot. That's another quick popular one. We'll just take a gander at this. Come on, Riot. You ever see .pk? That means OTC markets. .nq, if you're joining us for the first time, is a NASDAQ trade. So if you're looking at that's what you have to call up. Yeah, I mean, you're tipped off here at 65. Now, obviously, we're nowhere near that right now with that kind of a move down. I mean, going to $85 makes no sense. This is why I feel like sometimes these stocks are very, very difficult to trade because they're not going to follow spot exactly. But when you do get a move in spot, there's nothing wrong with looking out for them. Look at this. Bang. Down to 55. So this is the level we have to look for. If Bitcoin cracks 55,000, we got to look for Riot to come back down to $58. So that's kind of the key right there for me. We saw what happened. Here's the chart. Here's the touchdown breaking through 55. You can see that this is right here. This is right here. So we'll watch Mara. If Bitcoin goes, though, you're clear sailing. You just got to get through this 6150. Sorry, that's Riot, 6150. Or let's see if it holds 58 if 55 holds.
Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies, joining us as always on a Monday to get us ready for a brand new trading week. Going to be an interesting one. Good morning, Mark. Good to see you as always. Some interesting news in the drug space today on a couple of fronts. Let's start with AstraZeneca. We had Netherlands and Ireland, I believe it was, over the weekend, join this ever-growing list of countries over in Europe banning or not using the AstraZeneca vaccine. Do we take anything away from this statement this morning?
You're going to have your issues as far as efficacy in all of these drugs. AstraZeneca quickly has to resolve their problem because the more that the press starts reporting that countries are moving away from it, it will continue to be a disaster for them. I'm hoping that the Biden administration, with all of the J&J and extra vaccines that are coming on board here, don't lose an opportunity, because the EU is quickly moving toward the Russian Sputnik drug, which I cannot believe is as strong as the J&J, Moderna, or Pfizer here. Hopefully the Biden administration steps in there before the Russians get the EU with their drug.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, I guess, in this space, and we'll see. I mean, obviously, still, tons of need for another and additional vaccines going forward. Let's shift over to Eli Lilly. This news out just this morning about the Alzheimer's treatment. How big of a drug, first off, for Eli Lilly was this, and how big of a news story is this?
It's not so much that it's a big story for Lilly, it's an enormous story for America and the globe. Alzheimer's, as you well would imagine, is a crippling disease rather, and a drug is most desperately needed. I think a lot of the back door, so to speak, were praying that this drug would come online and be very strong and deal with all of the regulations. A setback like this is quite a disaster. So I'm turning my attention, as Lilly deals with it, to BIIB, because they're the other company that will be coming out shortly with their results.
All right, some additions, I guess. Going into the S&P 500, we learned this morning that Penn National Gaming, Caesars Entertainment, and Generac all going to be added to the index. I mean, it's typically a positive thing for a stock when that gets announced. Are you looking at any of these today?
Generac more than the others. Yeah, anytime stocks get added in, it's quite a positive. Usually they run up, and I usually wait for the first dip or so.
Great stuff. We'll bring in Sean here. I know he's kind of curious about this Lilly announcement and movements down here in the pre-market. I'll throw you over to Sean.
Yeah, I did want to talk a little bit. Hey, Mark, how's it going, my friend? I hope you're well. We got a little cold spell here. I don't know if you're experiencing the same this morning. Quite a chill here. -8 degrees Celsius today. And yeah, all of a sudden got real spicy. What's it like there on the east?
It's about 29 degrees here with 40 a high.
Okay, so you're just around flat, around zero, as we would say, for that. Okay, so you know what I was looking at, Mark, and I actually said that I was a little bit embarrassed because I actually didn't realize the run that actually Eli Lilly had been on. Like this was $130 back in November, and then all of a sudden, like I guess I wake up today and I see that this is at 200, 215, and it's funny because this is the kind of stuff, and I threw your name out there when we started talking about this, 18 minutes ago, basically, that this was just consolidating really, really nice up here, I thought. And then any good news and a breakout, through this 215 would have been splendid. But instead, we're going the other way to the downside right now. Is this, and I know you talked about Biogen, we can look at that, BIIB, but what about, going short on a name like Eli Lilly? It just doesn't seem right to me that this is the right play now to take this name short. I think we're just bouncing, on this January level of 190. Is it, in your opinion, now we're still a little ways away, it's 194, but are we a short if we break through this 190? Like typically this is something that I would take with confidence, but I don't know, the spidey senses are going off here. It tells me this is not a short.
191 fills a small gap.
Right,
there would be room down to the 170, 180 area. If this is a complete disaster, again, it's too early to know what the total revenue stream would have been for a drug like this.
Right.
But I would say if this stock should move back to 200, it probably is a good short for the day.
Okay, and that's what I was saying. It does have, and that's, hey, I mean, we both said the same thing. We weren't sure, what kind of pipeline this was for them and what the revenue base was going to be anyways. Okay, stimulus checks. We won't keep you for too much longer, but stimulus checks going out a little bit last week, I guess, if you had direct deposit, and then now the check's starting to roll out. So it's going to take a while for different names to get going, in my opinion. AMC's starting today. But do we look to any of these kind of maybe cannabis names, AMC, maybe like a DraftKings? We see Penn today up as well. So what I'm getting at is names that people who have received said stimulus checks that may not need the cash, that we saw what happened in March, April, May, June when money flooded the market and we started playing some of these, what people call these meme stocks. I think GameStop is kind of by itself right now. Is there a name or two here with more money going into the market in the next week or two? Are there certain names that you think maybe is it a Carnival? Is it an AAL? Where do you see some of this money going into? Are we missing a name? Is there an undercover name here that may run based on some stimulus checks going out?
Right now, they're talking 40% of the stimulus checks are going into the market on retail.
Right, okay.
I think it's probably even higher. I would imagine all of the names you mentioned will benefit. And I think it's just a question of what the rotation is that particular day, or if there's a news item that comes out, whether there's an addition to the S&P,
right,
whether or not they get another contract, whether or not there's more reopenings. I think you just have to look at the news items, but realize that money is coming into the market.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, so I was just looking at the same things. We had DraftKings today off a little bit due to the offering. Off a little bit due to the offering? That worked out well, actually. Yeah, pretty good. DraftKings up to $72, and then now getting hit back today to 68 and change on that offering. I believe it's a buy. You've been dead right, though. You talked about Penn, how you've liked Penn, and then today we get Penn being added. So, I mean, what a monster day for Penn. Oops, still DraftKings chart. What a monster day for Penn today, up again. That's 7% and still going higher. Do we still prefer Penn over DraftKings? And that will be the last question.
I just would shift between the two, and if you can find a good level for either, buy them and put them away. I think they're here for a long time.
Yeah, we've been pounding the table with DraftKings for quite a while, and I haven't got into Penn, but I have a lot of friends that are in there. They love that Davey Day Trader gentleman, Dave Portnoy, apparently making a mockery of some stocks as well. But okay, Mark Roberts, Sun Lake Strategies, thank you so much for joining us again today and all your wise words. We look forward to having you on again.
All right, have a great day.
Ciao, thanks, Mark.
Okay, guys, let's have a look at upgrades and downgrades for the morning. A few of note to keep in mind. Domo, Funko, Dollar General, the dollar stores we typically, Dollar Tree and Dollar General, typically talk about them around earnings, but Dollar General with an upgrade today. And MGM Resorts, the reopening trade, back in full swing. Airlines very positive this morning as well. Viacom, CBS on the downgrade side, a little interesting today as well, guys.
Look, casino names are going to be big. We saw Wynn, we saw MGM. I know Arun, myself, Valeria, Neil, and Brennan, and the production team, we're all going to go to Vegas. Okay, Valeria, you ready for that at some point? I have no idea when, but we are all going to go there at some point, hopefully, and celebrate. Hey, wouldn't you guys like to see live from the floor of Bellagio as I'm throwing down some craps and I'm throwing down some, you'll see me gamble, trade, everything. Arun, have you been to Vegas, my friend?
I have not been to Vegas, and to be honest with you, and this may seem a little, contradictory coming from a trader, but I'm not a gambler. I really am not much of a gambler. So I've been to a couple casinos, but I just can't really put down any real money on anything just because I don't like the odds on stuff. But trading, hey, that's a different game. You get to control the odds. So I'm a big fan of this. But you know what, Sean? I will come for the entertainment. I know you'll be entertaining. To see you in Vegas, for sure that's going to be entertaining. So I will definitely be there. If you're going to Vegas, I will come for the first time and just to watch you go crazy on the floors of these casinos.
I forgot to tell you though, everybody has to pay their own way. So sorry about that part. I kind of left that part out there, but no, we're just playing around. Look, it should be a fun time. Anybody, and that's the whole point of this reopen trade. I think you can have some love for MGM. I think you can have some love for Win, and I think you can have some love for LVS, and then as well Penn. I mean, Penn's a big one there. Just to talk about check here, we're in this. This is part of our watch list. We still have to go over the watch list, man. It's 8:55. We're running a bit late here, but this is what we've done so far on check, and it's been a good one. Unfortunately, we have these wicks down here I can't control, or this would look a little bit better. But long at 360 off some of these breaks here. We got long early at 8:30. That was a nice winner. Took them all, not all of them out. Took some of them out here at 73, 74, 75, and then we got a break of 75 there, and then our best out I think was 83 or 84, something like that upside. And now we'll wait to see if check wants to give a little dance to the downside. Our target out is going to be like 320. We're just going to give it back to here. We'll hold it for a little bit, but hey, if it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to go. Low float on this one. I think it's 40-something million shares, so we'll watch out for check here. It's giving a little back. We're long at 76, but we've cashed in a decent amount. Let's give this thing all the way back to 320, guys.
Guys, speaking of the watch list, we send it out every single morning before we come on at 8:30. Make sure you take a second if you haven't and register for the brand new website. Guys, it's up, it's running. You can go there as much as you like and have a look at the morning notes. And people have been requesting the ability to see prior days watch lists as well. We are also working on a solution for that. So if you need that link, Valeria will help you in the chat as well. Let's jump into what is moving around this morning. XPeng, first off, getting 77 million US, or the equivalent of 77 million US from their local provincial government. This is not the first time Chinese government has moved in to support EV makers over in China, guys.
Yeah, just reading this thing. Yeah. I'm Sean, that's Arun, and the other person that's not here is Neil. So just to get you, if you're joining for the first time, Sean, Arun, and Arun, look, I agree with some of the chat here, that Arun is way better than the 1 minute that we give him every day, and you're going to see that today. So Arun trading futures and trading stock with us here today. Okay, so the story here, where's Neil? Day off. So just don't worry about that. He didn't get it started in Vegas yet. And actually, true story, I don't think Neil's ever been to Vegas either, which is, we'll talk to him about that tomorrow, guys, on the show. And I would love to go and have all three of us on the show at all times. But for right now, we don't really have that set up. Maybe in the future, we'll see. Arun's too hardworking. Okay, 35.20, XPEV here, broke through its level. Now you're going to the upside. Look, we saw what happened when NEO got government support. This is only $76 million. It doesn't seem like it's like a huge amount of support by the Chinese government, but they're backing the company, and I think that's always going to be a strong case. You do have some size here at 36.50. As far as the day chart goes, I've traded XPEV, and I like XPEV. There's no doubt about that. I prefer to trade NEO. You guys know that, but you do have this little bottom here, 37. Actually, sorry, my mistake. It's 38. So $38 here is a nice little bottom spot. These bottom wicks, though, that's 37.50. So I think if we can climb to 37.50, you might have a decent shot there. And then on the upside, like 36.50, it's all going to crack right at the open. We still have a half hour to go. It's a little crazy to look at some of the levels. So let's just look to see what the market likes right now. AMC, GE, and Coupang leading the way. There's Arun's Palantir. We'll see if we can change that as the day goes on. But there's Palantir there as well, and CCL. So I like XPEV, but for me, I always go back to NEO. NEO already doing 1.1 million shares. Double XPEV's volume right now, and you have much better levels in my opinion. This 45.75, which was the high on Friday, that could easily get taken out today. 45.75, I think, is a hammer spot for NEO. It's been beat down, and in my opinion, not really for any reason other than sentiment, because they've been selling cars. It's just some... this is gonna, I was gonna say some gas has come out of these electric vehicle names because they just got started and they got hot. You saw Fisker, you saw Nikola, you saw a bunch of these names rallying, and then all of a sudden just the air came out of them heading into the new year and into the start of the new year. And now, wow, I'm still never gonna forget this day, man, $32. We were trying to fight this long the whole way. Now you're up to 45. So I like this level, you're just getting above it. We'll see if we can crack over here, that's 50. So I like a 45.75 break on NEO. Better than anything on XPeng. My good friend Arun, are you seeing anything on these names?
Yeah, I just flipped over to XBEV. If we can get above the high, the pre-market high, which is around 36.65, I think if it can get above and settle in, you might have just enough support to actually take the extension of this trade towards 37. So if it does get above 65 and sit, then I will take a shot. If you're wondering why my charts look like this and you can't see the candles, that's intentional. I like to have the charts so I can see the structure. The bars themselves, I don't really care for, but I do want to know what the structure of the setup looks like. So that's why I'm saying if you can get above this line, this top line here, 65, we get above there, it opens up some support below. So if we can get above, sit on it, and confirm that we are going to find some support, then I think the extension is there.
All right, guys, let's go to Lordstown Motors. We mentioned it on Friday. It was Hindenburg that came out with a short report on Lordstown saying they have no sales, they have no revenue, they have no product, they have basically nothing, and it's worth far less than it's currently trading at. So the company comes out this morning, as we see all the time when there's a short report on a stock, and saying they're going to respond accordingly when they feel they should, and talk about why they are not worth what they are saying. So Lordstown up 5%. Remember, we were down 16.8% on Friday.
Yeah, okay, just watching Neil go off here a little bit. Okay, Ride, look, you know what's really surprising for me to Ride, actually, and I don't know if this is the same thing that you guys feel as well, but like, okay, come on, Ride, let's go chart. It's hard for me to discuss it when it's not loading. That was a pretty devastating report, and the thing is, like, we didn't even really fall that much. Like, remember what we were talking about here, that some of these names already got taken out to the woodshed, and I think Ride was just one of those names, Lordstown. I mean, this is February 16th. And I feel horrible. I mean, I'm in Fisker, I'm in some Nikola, which has been a disaster. Fisker's been good, and I'm not really in any other EV SPACs whatsoever. And then, of course, I'm a shareholder of Tesla, which I'm pretty sure, pretty much everybody is, I guess. Especially if you own any indexes, you're into Tesla now, it seems like. Okay, $30 downside there for Ride. And then this is what I mean. Like, the report came out, and really, we didn't drop too much, I didn't think. 16, 17% doesn't seem that bad for a company that's basically being called a sham by Hindenburg. So we went from 18 down here to about 14, 15. We did crack through 14 temporarily and touch that 1365 mark. Look, I mean, if we get back anywhere near 13 or 14, I think it's a screaming buy. But for right now, they seem to be refuting some of these claims. I'm a little surprised that I don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe Brendan, but I don't think we've heard a response yet. No, so we have not. So we have not heard a response from the company yet, which is kind of damning to me a little bit, because you had all weekend to prepare something. We'll see. Apparently they're going to be coming out with something today. So we'll see what, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do other than hopefully have some facts instead of just what Hindenburg was talking about. So we'll see, but you take out that 16, and I think we have something there. The drop was pretty epic in the pre-market. We talked about that live on the air as it was happening. The highest we got was about 1550 there on Friday. We're gonna open up higher than that. So that, to me, right now, 1550, I mean, that's a kill spot right there. And if you get back down to 15 and a quarter, that might be a spot to load up. But either way, you can't let this thing, in my opinion anyways, Arun, break this 14. We're still a ways away, but Lordstown today, you're going to be able to find better names than Lordstown, in my opinion. But if it comes downside, man, watch out. This 1550 break should be nice. 1550.
You're looking at 1550. I'm looking potentially fading this move up into the 1650s. So if we can keep on going up, it'd be a great risk-reward ratio. But again, Sean's looking for the breakdown. I'm going to look, even if it goes up, I think there's a potential to short it as long as it starts stalling out like it has been. It has been stalling out in front of the 16 in the pre-market. There's potential for it to actually just crack the 16s, get some stops, come back in. If that happens, I'm definitely going to begin with 1650 as a stop.
All right, it is about that time. We typically bring in Arun remotely for a look at the overall market. We don't have to do that today, Arun. Why don't we have a look at what we need to be aware of as far as the futures this morning?
All right, let me pull up the futures chart here. Okay, so we're still working with the same ranges that we had on Friday. The 3650 is still going to be the top end level. My charts are still loading. They are taking a while to load. But 3650 is the top end level. So anywhere from 25 to 50, I had marked off as a zone that if we had slowed down there, there's potential to short inside of it. It looks like they tried to get close to that 50 twice now in the pre-market. Hasn't gone. So if we can get above 35 and start to stall out one more time, I'm going to be looking for shorts with 3650 as a stop. These charts are taking forever. I'm not sure what's going on here. But we'll just leave it as is. 36.50 on the top end. Now, if we get below into the 39.15s, going down to 38.95, sorry. So 39.15 down to 38.95. Now there's support down there as well. So we're kind of wedged in this little area where there's resistance above, support below, and we're sitting right in the middle. So you do have to play in front of a level as long as it sets up. So 39.50 seems to be the closest level right now. So I am looking for shorts in front of that. Again, like I said, 39.35, anything above that we can fade, that sets up. Then 15-point risk to the downside going into that support zone, which is waiting in the 39.15 area. Now, if we get into the 39.15s, then you start looking for some longs with 38.95 as the support. Again, it does have to set up. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and find a better chart to show you guys because this chart is completely failing on me right now.
Dead flat overall for the market heading towards the open here as we have just under 25 minutes to go. Let's talk about U.S. Steel X. Have a look at the daily chart on X. It's pretty impressive over the past week or so. One of those, I mean, we talked all last week about, you know, the shift from growth to value. One of those benefiting from that move. They came out both on Friday and then again this morning updating their current quarter guidance significantly higher. So we're actually trading in the pre-market at 52-week highs. Not a name we typically look at, but very strong over the past few sessions here for X.
You know, what's interesting is that I hadn't looked at United States Steel X in such a long, it's been years since I actually pulled up this ticker. So I want to say it's been at least 4 to 5 years since I pulled up this ticker. It's interesting. So now let's just pull up the chart on this. This chart now has broken above the 24.50 high from Friday, pretty much. Now, if we can come back into this, there's going to be some support down there. So potential longs are on the table here. You got to put your support or your stop underneath it. I'm looking at 23.75. So if it comes into the 50s, start to find some support, find some action confirming that it is still there, the activity that we want to support this level is still there, then you have the potential to get a bounce off of that 24.50, risk 75 cents going down to 23.75. And then, of course, if you get that bounce, you're going to get at least $1 because the high is just above 25.50. So risk-reward ratio is, just fine. It's 1-to-1 at least. And if you get the breakout through 25.50, then, it can go as far as it wants to go. But at least for now, 24.50 going down to 23.75. I'm going to look for some longs if we can get a setup there.
I like that. I like the way Neil shorts everything and then he gets scared, says Daryl K here. You guys are hilarious, man. This is funny. Valeria is 100% right. Man, Neil's back tomorrow. I said Neil's never been to Vegas, not Neil is in Vegas, guys. So that's the one thing there. And a funny thing that I saw in the chat as well, you guys are cracking me up. Someone said that Neil got his stimulus check, so now he's off spending that somewhere. No, in Canada, all we get is the big finger over here. We don't get any money from our government. We actually talked about that earlier as well there with Mark Roberts. But, we're giving it right now to CHEK, though. Good talk on U.S. Steel. There's not much more for me to talk about there. A name that we rarely look at, which is huge in the infrastructure bill, hopefully coming as well. So the CHEK, man, FDA approval. It's off to the races. We're long at 76. We've been taking some out. It's the only position that we have so far. But CHK taking out levels right now. I think it's worth getting some more out here at 87, although we do have some nice little action on the bid there. There it goes, 88, 89. Let's see what happens at $4. We don't have much space here on check. This is what it looks like. We're off right now to $4. We broke out its last previous high. I mean, it's been up here before. That's why I want this to load so I can show you. But we had some consolidation around this $2. Big news there. Big news today on that. And then look, I can't not bring this up to you guys. Back in January, this is a year ago. This is this is 19. Yeah, so February of 19 there. So just over 2 years ago now. Check got as high as 420. So we're getting ready. We're getting that there. There you go. That there. Shout out to Neil. He always talks about that 420 level. There it is right there. 420, the high on check. So watch out now. But we've got a big winner as we continue to punch this one in the face. Already close to daily goal here, and it's only 908 as check just continues to make that cash for us on the long side here, Brendo. Looks like it's going to break through $4. We're excited for some checkmate. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to, I had 450 as well. 420, 450 written down for check cap limited. I just wanted to double check. Yeah, short interest is 6.5% on that stock, but very, very low float. Let's go to DraftKings. $1 billion senior note offering announced this morning for DraftKings. Another one that's had a pretty good couple of months here on a daily time frame, guys. So $1 billion in senior notes for DraftKings.
Okay. First of all, getting out some more check here at 98 if we can. We'll see what happens when is it 90 or 97? 97. Sorry, right now we'll get hit, hopefully, for a nice little 25-cent win or more there on that. So DraftKings, look, it's a name that we've loved. I talked about this with Mark Roberts a little bit. Go check, still going. 69.20. Yeah, that billion is not a great offering, but hey, raise capital, raise cash. I mean, it's clearly in our notes here, and if you're not a member yet, you don't need to be because this is our watch list. It's completely free, guys. So tradertv.live, hit that up, watch list right there. You can sign up for free, and then we have in here DraftKings down 3% at one point. Still the same, 3.7 now, and it's 1 million. But look what they're trying to do here. They may include mergers, acquisitions, product technology investments, so on and so forth. So they're just trying to get some working capital. I like that. I mean, I'd much rather them do something like that. So we'll wait to see what DraftKings has for us in store at the bottom side. But I'll wait to see if that 68 is held. You never know when there's an offering, you know, how well it's going to be received. We'll find out the price of the offering, but it looks like that 68 held pretty strong there. It's really a shame because on Friday, I think we made new highs there on Friday, which was an absolute beast. Considering we actually dropped down in a couple, actually last week or 2 weeks ago into this doldrums of 50s, mid 50s, and then we made it all back here on DraftKings. So it was a fantastic run. Yeah, there it is right there, 74. That's the all-time high, $74. We touched it twice, and now we head back to the downside. So a little bit worried here that we had the double top, and now we come back in, but at least it's for a reason. It's nothing to do with, you know, being downgraded or anything like that. So I think this needs to be bought. And then if we're going to protect anything, I guess it's like right here, 65. We're still a ways away. Let's see how DraftKings trades off the open. I like a long if it can go, but we need to make sure that people like the offering. So in my opinion, it still needs to break through this 70 before we do anything with DraftKings.
Yeah, you know, for me, DraftKings, this is a 5-minute chart spread out over multiple days. You'll see the breaks, the spaces in between the charts or the days. It's just wedged right in here between the bottom end and the top end. We're kind of stuck in this range. I'm not a big fan of DKNG at the moment. But if we can get above 74, again, that is $5 away, but you never know what could happen on any given day. So if we get above 74, you get the extension of or you get a range breakout, which could provide a decent amount of activity to the upside. So the break through 74, that's potential, but anything to the downside, even if you go through 68, you're gonna find support at 67. So even to the downside, I'm gonna stay away from the breakout to the downside. So I am looking at 74 break if we can get that.
All right, let's go to the reopening stocks. We talked about a couple already, but we're seeing a lot of strength this morning, mainly in airlines, guys. I just had another look at this one, AAL. 5%, just trying to take out pre-market highs here. They secured another $10 billion in financing to help them go through the next few months. You can have a look at cruise lines, even some of the hotels, as we saw in the upgrades and downgrades, getting some attention this morning.
And bye-bye goes check there. We got some out at 04, 05 there. We'll take some more out 03, and then we have another offer at, there we go. Actually, we just got it actually at 4, and then we'll wait for 12s coming up. AAL, look, I mean, some of these companies, man, I mean, the more debt, more no problem, I guess. A lot of these companies just taking on more and more just to be able to survive. Look, we know, again, stimulus checks coming, if not arrived already. AAL, a name that's going to be loved. Look at the NASDAQ battling back like huge. Your Palantir's probably doing fantastic. I hope so anyways. 24 and change here for AAL. It's just going to continue to go, man. I mean, it's been a big stock for the last little while, and you can see it's just continuing. We were just at $20 last week. We break out. Now we're at 25. You could break this 25.14. Let's zoom back a little bit here. And my chart, okay, here it goes. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is March, guys. So it's actually, wow, check. Okay, we can talk about that in a minute too. Yeah, we'll check on that in a minute. 25 bottom there. This looks great. So let's just see what it does at 25. I mean, we've already touched 25 a little while ago. We only got as high as 25.20. Let's see if we break it again. And what I was going to say is, it's actually unbelievable that, you know, especially with a lot of people still being grounded. I know that we are here in Canada, and I know this is American Airlines, but I mean, we're almost back to where we were pre-pandemic. That to me seems a little overdone on this name, but who am I to say, man? I mean, AAL's been a great buy. Like, you could have got this thing 8, 9, 10, 12. Now you're up to $25, $26. I like a 25 break on this one, and we're going to take that. But there goes Czech. Wow, a big move for Czech. Goes all the way to 420 there. That's our previous high. We're going to get some more out now, and we'll see what happens at that 420 level.
You know, Sean's got the airlines. I've got MGM. We were talking about Vegas earlier. This actually breakout would be great. This 40 half breakout to the upside. This is now coming back from 2 days ago, the high we put in. Now we're looking to consolidate in front of it. We can get a break above 40.50. I think it's a pretty sweet trade. 40.50 on the breakout with 40 just underneath the stop. So you're risking about 50 to 60 cents. And to the upside, you never know. So I feel like if we can get about 40.50, that's a trade I'm looking at for in terms of reopening stocks. Instead of the airlines, MGM right now.
All right, guys, another one on that list this morning. I included AMC Entertainment, also very positive in the pre-market. If you remember back on Friday, they said LA Theater is going to be open, I believe it was March 15th. Or maybe the 20th, I'll double check. But so, I mean, AMC getting the reopening trade as well.
Yeah, AMC catching love, another meme stock thing. We'll see if we can't hit a swish on this one because 1240 there is a breaking spot for me. I want to go long through 1240. If I can call up a daily chart here quickly, it's going to be a little hard to see this. And let me call up a 20-minute chart. So here we go. This is a 20-minute on AMC. You see, like, we've touched this 1250 a couple. This was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, I guess. We touched, what day is it? Yeah, the 10th. We touched this 1250, and I think we're pulling back in, obviously a little bit down to 10. Like, what a crazy run this has been. We've already had earnings last week. That was this bump. That was Friday morning. So you got into this 1150 area, and then now, obviously, with, like Brendan just mentioned, different theaters opening, different areas becoming more and more mask adverse, and hopefully, I mean, Joe Biden said it himself on that presidential speech there. I think that was that Friday or Thursday, that he wanted everybody to be able to basically enjoy their July 4th. So that's not too far away, man. We're already mid-March. So look, if AMC can get back going, there's big movies coming. I think people will want to return. I'm not sure if I'm going to be returning to theaters anytime soon. We're a little different situation here in Canada, I feel, but I enjoy going to a movie, and so why not? I think AMC has more upside there. The short interest, we'll double check on that, but that's not really the story anymore. It's just the fact that with stimulus checks coming out, people going back to the well again, they've seen AMC run into the 20s before, and I just think that we could probably get there again if we get the chaos in the market. Obviously, it's not going to be anything on valuation. I still think fair value for AMC is around this $7 or $8, so we're still going to kick the upside, but hey, I'm not going to avoid this 1240, so the order's already in. We break that 1240, we're going hella long, Arun.
Yeah, you know, you're looking at 1240. I'm going to look at 1250. This goes back to the 10th of March, so a few days ago. We bounced off this 50 level. So if we can get above 50, I think you do have an extension to the upside. The risk would be about underneath 1190. So it's about 60 cents in risk. You mentioned, like, you wouldn't be really going back to the theaters right away. At the same time, I feel like a lot of people are like that, right? They've direct access through the streaming services for a lot of the movies, direct to home releases. I think a lot of people are getting comfortable with that. People will go back for the experience, but it's just like people are working from home. It's not going to be the same kind of volume you're going to get. I don't think so. But again, this is not AMC is not about volume at the moment or the business. It's about what's hot right now. And AMC, BlackBerry, and GME, they're the hot stocks. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on.
56,611 right now for Bitcoin, guys. Trying to bounce a little bit here. We have all of these crypto stocks on watch again. It's worth noting Riot and SOS both came out updating their current work. Riot on the mining side, SOS on the purchasing side of Bitcoins, guys. So, it's interesting. You see this big fall in the price for BTC and then all these related companies coming out with, but, oh, look how positive we are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing, and you just gave that story there about Riot. I just want to give you guys an out here. It'll be 360, basically right here, 370 as we cashed out already of basically 2/3 of this as it just keeps going upside. We've identified that 420 as a level. I'm going to hold the rest in case this thing truly goes absolutely parabolic. But I think we've already done a good job on some of these names. Riot, again, there it goes. It already broke. I was going to say we like this area down here, 60, 61.50 or so. That's already broken. I said if we could retest back downside, which, wow, okay, check. If this is going to go back downside, 58 or so could come into play, but that doesn't look like it. You just nailed it right now. I mean, BTC right here. We can call up a 1 minute chart. It's actually battling back huge. Like 55.2 when we first sat down here at 8 o'clock, right? It's now 9:20. So you could see here in about an hour and a bit, we got about a 1,500 worth back. Back to almost, morning highs. We've cracked above it. This is that morning high right here, 56.7. So watch out for that on Bitcoin. Look, I mean, if you're going to trade Bitcoin, I keep saying it, you could trade Riot, Mara, all of these names. This is probably going to take out to 63.50, so get ready. That should be a good one. But then don't sleep on this. And again, it's going to be a little bit boring, and this is not necessarily something for you guys to sit there and day trade. But I really, really like this BTCC. I mean, we got near highs again, and this is the high for that. This is the first true Bitcoin ETF labeled here in Canada by purpose. BTCCB is if you have Canadian funds. If you don't, we don't have the quote for this, but if you don't have it, you can try the U, and it trades exactly like Bitcoin, and it's finally like, it just came out, but we had a dip down there when Bitcoin touched 50 or 48. Can't remember the dates based on when this thing came out, but then now right back to the high side again. So if you wanted to follow something that follows it, Bitcoin exactly, I would just trade BTCC.B or the grayscale stuff, GBTC and whatnot. It still shows you in Mara, but that short must be getting crushed. Are you still in that, or?
Yeah, I am getting crushed indeed. So it looks like Bitcoin is running and taking Mara with it. So again, when I got into the trade, I knew what the risk was, right? So when I took a trade, I knew I was going to put up 2.5 points or $2.50 for this trade. So I was okay with the technical setup. Sometimes you just let it work, and I'm just going to let it work. If it hits my stop, it hits my stop, but I am looking for it to break down towards that 38. It may not happen, but that's perfectly okay because that was the technical read at the time. So we'll just leave that one be, and we'll just move on to the next stock, and we'll see how this one plays out.
Move on to Tesla in arguably the most Elon Musk-esque move yet. Elon Musk, in an SEC filing, has officially changed his title at Tesla to Techno King. So there's that, and then there's a few other executives at the company changing their title as well, including Zach Kirkhorn, who is now Master of Coin, guys.
I love it. I mean, it's just like, what world are we living in here? It appears to be Elon's world. He can just change his own titles, and why not? I mean, I saw another tweet there. He got in crap for something that from the SEC, some tweet. I mean, it's getting to be a little bit insane here. We all know who Elon Musk is. Call him the king of whatever. Call him whatever you want. Techno King, Tiger King, whatever. Shout out to Carol Baskin. Is she in jail yet? What up to anybody watching Tiger King on Netflix? That show is pretty ridiculous, but fun in the same way. Okay, so we always saw Tesla again from its high there. Who cares about that? That was the reverse split back down, or the split, sorry, back down here to 4,500, and now we're back upside. So we're gonna just have to watch out for Tesla. We're still bumping up to that 600. I don't think that news doesn't really mean anything to me, and it shouldn't really to you guys. You got to trade Tesla for what it is, and it's going to just continue to work, in my opinion. Forget about Cathie Wood and ARK and all that. Tesla's down a lot, obviously from its recent highs of 900. I think that's been well talked about in the media. It's been well talked about also on the show. But look at this bounce back. The NASDAQ got hit. This came down to 560. Now we're all the way back to 700. You do have a consolidation here around this 700 mark. I think we got to get at, almost back to VWAP, which is 775. So still another 100 to go on that name. But Tesla right now just continue to be one to be watched. And the thing is, like, look at can you guys see that? I guess you can see that. Look at the volume, 450,000 shares already into a $700 name. Like, if we don't think there's interest here for big caps for these trades, then you're completely incorrect. Like this is a monster name, a monster mega cap name here that basically controls. I mean, I would say, Bitcoin. They've made a lot of money off Bitcoin. People love Elon Musk. It's like that culture that they derive from. And now you have more stimulus checks. Like, I want to go long Tesla as much as I can. So let's wait for a 700 break and put that order in right now. We're going to go long through Tesla on a 700 break. I know normally, what up to Neil? He may be shorting in front of that 700, which may be the right trade. I don't know. But if this NASDAQ gets going, I don't see anybody protecting this 700. I think it just flies. And check, by the way, cracks that 420. We're not getting anything out now. Let's wait to see what happens at 450, guys. A big monster win as we get 1 day. We already talked about it. We're already hitting our day goals here as the market's not even open yet. Arun, anything on Tesla there?
Oh, Tesla? Yeah. It's too rich for my blood. It's a $700 stock.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just try to stay away from stocks that are too overpriced. Not overpriced in the sense of value, but in terms of just our sheer price levels. Above like $300, $400 to me is just way too many swings, and it's hard to declare levels that are solid enough with volume. So I just try to stay away from it. Tesla's never been a fan of mine, not because I don't like the stock. It's just the price level is just too high. Now, if they split and bring it down to $100 or so, I'm all over that, because then I can declare the levels based on the volume. But at $700, it's very hard to do and figure out exactly where volume is going to be sitting around. Yeah, it's easy to see and look at a chart, but it's not necessarily like that when you get to a stock at that price point. So for now, I'm just going to be waiting and watching you, or at least enjoying how you're going to play out this 700 break on Tesla, because that could be an easy break. Given how Tesla moves, it could be a very easy break for $10 or so. But for now, I'll just be waiting. Brendan?
Yeah, one more to go here, guys. One more little one. Anyways, bottom end of the list, Farmini. We've traded this many times on the show. This is a little Chinese agricultural company. They grow mushrooms for food. They signed a new deal with a company over in the U.S., so a new retail agreement with a company over in the U.S. Two things to be aware of. This is 230. There was a little level in the pre-market that I'm going to watch, 230, and then above that, if you go to the daily chart, this area on the daily chart is 250. Which corresponds to higher up here. This is 250 up here. So 230 and then 250 on FAMI. Guys.
Okay, I lie. I just took another piece out there. As I said, we look at it near 450. We got some out at 439 there on check. So another out rate there, 439 after the double your pleasure, double your fun here on check today. We got in on that first break, then we got in on the second break, and then a shout out to Brendan, who said to me, Sean, make sure you actually look at some of these lower cap names there today. Yeah, there we go. Check to the races right now. Up and away. And I mean, Arun, this is a monster winner, so we'll spin this early for everybody, and we'll get ready to watch it. That's taking out 450 now. I mean, how high do we fly? We got another offer out here to get out, and then I'm gonna have to adjust my outs. We were gonna wait for 360 to break, but now this is going to the upside. We may just take this out at 4, but wow, here we go. Whatever, man. Let this one ride for right now as we continue to go. And again, we're not like some sham show here, guys. Like this, we took this trade a long time ago. I took this against me. We took it for you while you're watching us. I'm not just saying, oh, I'm going to take out the high. Meanwhile, I'm already out and let all you guys take me out. I'm in this with you. So let's hopefully check can continue to go, and we'll just see. It did fail there at 450, getting me a little nervous. We may take out one more piece, but I'm waiting at 449 to get out. What kind of a show is this where I haven't even looked at Palantir yet? This is ridiculous. Right now, AMC to the high side. We're still waiting for 1240. You guys know that. GE, the bane of my existence last week, we were able to make some back. I almost lost. Like, you guys have never even seen me lose, really, on this show, and I almost got cracked last week with GE, but now GE here taking it out. We did go long at the high. It was 1285. I can't even remember what day it was. I think it was right here, actually. I took out this long and then had to get spanked all the way down. I don't think it, yeah, actually it was that day. Wow, that's embarrassing how bad a trade that was. But now 1280, we're right back to that level that I lost a lot of money on. So let's see if we can break back above 1280, and we'll take that long temporarily, hopefully. I will get in and out on a scalp for GE. And then, like I started the show with there, what about Palantir? A great trade, I think, Arun. Where are you long at there, buddy?
Palantir is still long, 27.16. 26 even is a stop, so I'm risking just over $1 on that trade. The chart's down here. This where you see that arrow there. That's me long, looking for support around that 26.80 mark. 26 even will be the stop. We'll let this one go. If we can get the high out, then I'll start managing this trade. If we just kind of mess around here, I'm just going to let it be and let it take its time. I don't need to get in and out right away, so I'm okay waiting on this one here. One thing I am keeping an eye on though is JD. JD, it's been on a downward move. at 85.50. Now, if we can get into the 84s and start to stall out a little bit, I think you can risk $1.50 taking a short with a lot of activity above 84. There seems to be a decent amount of selling above there, so I'm going to look at that for potential shorts with 85.50 as a stop. Now, if it takes the 83, which seems to be the low, if we get below there, then I'm going to stay away from it now for the time being at least. But between JD and I'm watching check now just because Sean's, Sean, how's your check position doing now that's fallen off the 40s and out to the 10s?
Yeah, so I just got some out there again at 16 there. We did get some out, like I said, at that 40 level. We were waiting for 450 to hit, didn't hit. So I'm still going to, like, because we've got some out there, this is going to be a monster winner no matter what we do, so we can afford to hold this a little bit. So I'm going to give it back to 370, so good call there for Arun. We do have the countdown coming up. Okay, so GE, I did want to talk about Boeing. It's 276 right now. And look, guys, congratulations, man. Let's just pop the wheelies together here on Boeing as we continue to ride high on this name. Boeing 376, I'm long at 212. We talked about that one, so let's take a break here of 276 on Boeing. If that happens, I do like that. With only 30 seconds to go, looks like, yes, it is Miss V on the bell. So get ready for that one. We'll hit that with 10 seconds to go, but I do like a Boeing through 276. So we got to get that order ready to go. We have GE through 1280 should be a good name as well. But right now, those are my two early trades, Boeing and GE. Then we have AMC breaking through 1250. But get ready, guys. GE is about to break as well.
Yeah, and here we go, counting down 10. I don't have the countdown, so I'm going to miss that. Sean, we have 7 seconds left, and we're just going to count it down as we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
All right, let's go. All right, so we're going to watch for Boeing here breaking through 276. Nothing happening on Boeing yet. Yeah, let's hit that confetti. Let's get going. Shout out to my friend Neil taking the day off, so he'll well-deserved day off for Neil. Me and Arun are going to run this thing as well as my main man, Brendan, and then, of course, Miss Valeria everywhere. You'll be seeing her soon. So 273 not coming, 276 not coming right yet. And then here we go. GE did dip down. If we get into GE, man, we're only going to hold this 10 cents against us. About 1270 or so is the risk there. And then, yes, back to the races, Brendan. Arun goes CHEK as it there. We got those 49s. So let's see how far this one wants to go. Watch out for GE breaking, guys.
Yeah, and MGM just broke out. So a couple updates. This Mara is probably going to get smoked at 42.50, though that's going to be a loser. We're going to wait on PLTR, but MGM, I am going to put an order in. We got that 40.50 break, so I'm going to try to get an order in there and try to get that expansion. Remember, we talked about this breakout right here at 40.50. That allows us to take a look at 41. It has bounced off, so we can most likely get that one there. That one there and PLTR, and I'm still waiting on JD. What's up, Sean?
Nah. Damn it, guys. I just made an error, keystroke error. But we got a big winner anyways. So we'll go bang. We'll ride this a little moped here. I have too many things on my screen. GE, look at this. In at 80, and we actually just accidentally got out there at 1287. I just put the wrong stop order in, but we did get back long. So if you're checking out my position here, it's really a 1280 long. You guys know that as GE just continues to make a move to the upside. Guys, let's just take some out here at 90 if we can, if we're lucky enough. Okay, see ya. Let's see what Boeing does. New position alert. So we do some backflips as Boeing right away goes. We'll see about this 278 level. If we can take $2 quickly off the open, we will do that. CHEK running 2 times daily net now. It's a hot dog kind of day already, Arun. So let's get started here. Let's see if we can take this out. I don't like what the market's doing, though. Maybe we got to get some more Boeing out than we think here. Brendo.
All right, we were talking airlines. The first one to pop up on volume, guys, a Carnival cruise, I should say, through pre-market highs. 29.20 there on volume, guys, for CCL.
Yeah, as you can see, MGM is it's just taken off. As soon as they took 41s, they're gone. So I'm going to leave the order there. I'm not going to get the risk that I wanted for this trade, but the trade technically is still good. So I'm going to wait and see if it can come back down. 40.60 is where I'm waiting. Just underneath 40 is where the stop is going to be. So we'll risk about 60 cents or so on that one there. And Mara, hey, you know what? It is going against me, but at the same time, it's respecting the 42.50 slightly. So we're going to, again, wait on this one. If it gets through, I'm out of there. And PLTR has come down into that 27 even. So this actually allows for potential adds if you're looking to add in here. I am not, until it slows down a little bit. I am not a fan of getting in right out the open, given the amount of volume that comes through. So I'm going to wait on this one to see if it slows down. If it does slow down, I'll grab some more on PLTR in the 27s. Now, JD.com. Okay, let me pull this chart up here. And JD is, we were looking at 84 even. And if we got the ability to kind of slow down a little bit there, I would take the short. They're not even going to do that. They're just going to go right through the 83s. Now that trade kind of goes out the door because the read was potentially good, but I wasn't going to take the trade immediately. I wanted to see how it's set up in front of the 84s. And looks like, you know what, if you got it, it was a good trade initially. So the trade's gone for me now, so I'll just be waiting to see if we can find something else. Sean, you have anything?
Do I got anything?
Yeah, you got anything?
I got lots of stuff.
What do you got?
Here's AMC right now. Bang! Big winner right there for AMC. Let's go, Arun. Arun bringing the good luck to me today as we're going to go 4 for 4 right now with a big run on AMC, guys. We talked about that 1240. Your boy got that. The line's up, and there we go. Wow, AMC. What's up, Larry? Watch out, man. I might hit you there on this banging as we go to the upside there. 1260, a nice little out. Oh yeah, and by the way, what? We missed Palantir. No. We had Palantir to the long side there. I thought I got those 91s. I guess come on, Palantir. I thought we had bid that and we missed it. We got too excited about AM. I cannot believe we missed that Palantir long there breaking on the downside. But who really cares, man? GE up to 13. Man, we're slaying dragons today, Brendan. Big time trading already. 2 times, almost 3 times daily goal, and it's 934. Let's go. What up, E?
About it with Mark real quick. Penn National, guys, all-time highs right now. 140.5 there. This is pre-market, obviously, 141, but Penn National, 7.5% going into the S&P.
Sean, I'm just gonna, I hear you making money over there. I just gotta say something. You gotta increase your daily goal. That is way too easy for you. I think you're on another level now, so increase your daily goal there, Sean.
Arun, stop. You're so humbling, Arun. I thank you so much. We're just playing around. What do you got on? So right now I've got AMC, a big 21-cent winner. Boeing, thank God. Look at this Boeing out, Arun. I mean, like, 277.50, basically the high of the day. We get out of 2/3 of it right upside, and now we're going to wait to see if it cracks the bottom. But right there, a good trade on Boeing to start the day. A fantastic trade on GE, man. 1280, we seek that revenge again. All the way up, our best out there, 1301. We're holding a little bit, and there we go. Okay, Palantir comes all the way back down. So now we get our 91s there. You can see, so there, see, no word of a lie. There we go, bidding our 91s, and we just got it. A quick 10 cents, what up, Pete?
We're talking about Vegas, guys. Here's MGM, 6.5%. All-time highs for MGM this morning.
Hell yeah.
MGM, yeah. The one that I was looking at that I couldn't get my hands on. Okay, I've still got the order out, so if it does come down, I will wait. I might actually move it in front of 41s. I'm willing to pay up a little bit more now that I've seen how much support is actually behind this move. So 41s might be the new entry. And again, stop is just below 40. A couple updates here. We've got Mara is very close to getting stopped out. We're sitting at 42. My stop's at 42.50. And PLTR is still messing around with that 27 even. Again, I'm looking for support here, so I'm going to wait on this one to play itself out. And just an update, I have jumped on board with Sean on AMC in front of 1250. Again, stop is going to be about 1180 or so. I'm going to put up 70 cents in risk for this trade. I like the breakout going back to the 10th of March. You can see here, the 10th of March, if we can get above this, I think we have a decent amount of upside activity available. So just wait on this one. A couple updates, 2 longs, 1 short.
Palantir, baby.
And yeah, Palantir is coming back through now. It's 10 cents in the money off this 27 long. Now, I've had this trade for an hour and a half, an hour and change now. So finally, it's starting to look like it wants to get above. Now, if we can get above this 40 mark, we can actually start looking at 50, which could mean the highs could go. But for now, we are going to be waiting on this one to play itself out. Again, this is a longer term trade, right? And it looks like MGM came down to 41 and did not get a fill. Okay, let me take care of this. Sean, what do you got?
Yep, no problem. Okay, so what do we got? We got the goods, I think. Anyways, AMC back to 50s. We did dump some as it did break through 50, and I was like, oh God, are we gonna get caught here again? But nepa, that doesn't work out. Okay, $1 winner now plus on Boeing. That's a big win for us. CHEK back today's high a little bit, anyways. Trying 435. We've already got that on. GE is just like, rein it in, like wheel this in, guys, right now. We're gonna do backflips on UGE as we just continue. Bang, out by mistake right there, back in, bang to the upside, a big win for us on GE. And then Arun, here we go, man. We're gonna get some more out on Palantir, and wow, to say the least on Palantir, look at that buy. Like, I don't know, you said Tyrone Bingham's like, I play this thing like a fiddle, and then it was like a violin or something. What's it like today? The electric guitar, like, comes all the way back down to 90s there, and we hammer that and go long. That's been a fantastic trade for us. And wow, what a big day so far as OMG, Brendan, DraftKings all the way back. That thing was down 4%. You got a gift this morning. What's up, Beep?
All right, BlackBerry. I'm going to start the BlackBerry conversation already, guys. We're coming up to actually at pre-market highs right now. 1240 on BlackBerry, up 4.5%. There is a headline. They introduced a new next-gen critical event management system for their commercial sector software. So BlackBerry with a little bit of press this morning, getting some attention on that, guys.
And this is pretty sweet.
So we got to figure out what to do with Palantir. I know, Sean, you're taking profit, right?
Yeah, well, so basically, I trade a little differently than you. Arun will hold a little longer. I know that's where you're going to get to. So I only have 20% left. So I've already taken out 20, 40, 60, 80. Every single one about a 10-cent difference. So now we'll wait for 27.50.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to hold on to this PLTR. Again, we got close to this 50 mark and we're backing off a little bit. This is a little concerning because we've done this a couple times now in the pre-market, but I'm going to wait to see how this one plays out if we can get back above this 40 and into the 50s. Now, if we keep stalling out here, it might be time to take some profits. Now, yeah, it is in the money about 15 cents or so, but at the same time, it's not ready to go just yet. I'm going to wait on this one. At the same time, AMC is coming back in now, back to the 50 mark. Again, some of these trades are not going to happen right away. This is one of them. This is one of those trades where I was looking back a few days. If we get above a certain level, we have a chance to go. So AMC is the one I'm waiting on. At the same time, MGM, I've got the bid out. The reason it keeps coming back down there into the 41s but not filling is because those are dark prints. They are not filling me because there are no actual prints down there except for the dark pool prints. So we're going to wait on that one. Brennan, what do you got?
QS, guys, another recent high flyer. QS up 8%, or was 8% there, right off the bat. $60 broke at the open there. Cohen initiating coverage this morning with a buy rating on QS, guys.
I mean, OMGGE. I mean, if you're following, I mean, I could put my, I don't know if I'll put it back on for you, my tradertv.com Twitter account here. You guys can see that if you want. I only have on there so far today, I think GE and Czech. I don't even have GE, I have Boeing on there as well. But right now, man, we're flying high. Look at the 5 positions that we have. Palantir right now, 25 cents in the money. We're holding on to the last 20% of this one. That's been a big winner for us. Boeing right now, $1 plus in the money. It does touch as high. I'm waiting for 280, guys. I still think we can get that. Czech coming back in, but checkmate. We've already made a hell of a lot of money on this name. So my #1 stock so far. And even if this thing falls back down, man, I have less than 10% of my initial position on right here. We emptied them all out right here. Call me crazy, call me whatever, but that's a good trade for me, man. Check up 150%. We'll get that out. And then GE, bang, bang, bang. I'm just reviewing the trades that we have. And then Palantir, still to the day's high. Let's look what else we have on here. Ride. Let's check back on Ride here. Lordstown Motors .NQ. And again, if you see us for the same time here, watch out. If it's an NQ, that's a NASDAQ stock, NY, New York, and so on and so forth. If there's any ever issues, put them in the chat and Miss V will holler at you. 1550 broke. That was that level that broke right off the open. What a great short that was. We were looking at too many different things. I think 1480, we could start to look at Ride downside here. 1480, 1470, something like that. We'll wait to see what Ride wants to do on the downside. But for right now, Boeing just dancing, man. I'm going to use this 273 as my out. I still think we can get higher, especially if this market retraces. We'll go to Brendan, and then I want to check back with Arun to see if there's anything going on with the futures. What's up, Brendan?
All right, little one, software maker Sigma Labs picking up a Lockheed Martin contract today, it looks like. So up big time for this one, little one, Sigma Labs, SGLB, 85%, guys.
Okay, futures, in terms of futures, yeah, they're moving around a decent amount, but at the same time, we're still in that box area, right? 82.50 going through 39.50 going through 39.25. Now, if we found some support down there, or some resistance actually, if we can find something to work with on a short side, I would look for it. But at the same time, we seem to be finding some support around the 30s. So I'm looking now, if we can get above 40 to stall out, then potential shorts around the 40, risking 10 points, 39.50 would be your stop. For now, though, there's nothing that I'm seeing. But at the same time, I am trying to get my hands on some JD shorts. I made a mistake there. It was a keystroke. If you see me there, I was trying to offer a specific price, and I actually marketed myself into a position and had to cover at a small loss. Given how this thing moves, I'd rather just get out instead of holding on to that. So I am waiting just in front of 83. I think we've tested 83 just enough for me to put up, again, 2.5 points. I'm putting 85.50 as your stop for JD.com. If we can get that set up, I'm going to get the short in front of 83. And what else we got? We got TLTR coming through that 27 again. Again, I'm waiting on this one. I want to see what we do through 40. It's too early. There is a problem up here around that 50 mark. I'm a little concerned about it, but I'm going to be patient and wait to see how this one plays out. And the other position I've got is AMC. AMC is not on the screen, but it is flat at the moment. So we're just waiting on AMC and PLTR to work. I'm trying to get a fill on JD.com or JD, and I'm still waiting for MGM to come down to the 41s to get a fill there. And again, 41 longs, they're just underneath 40 as your stop.
Yeah, I want to try to get a little more greedy here. More greedy. We do the exact same thing again, Arun, there on Palantir. And just, I know you don't normally trade some of these equities, but you got to watch out for this Palantir 2650 level. You see this held, guys. So this is for Arun and for everybody here. I'm playing until this level, which I think Arun was mentioning as well, on the downside. So we have a little bit higher targets, upside 2750 or so if the NASDAQ goes, then we're laughing. But look at that, guys, like reload, upside. I mean, welcome to the jungle, man. This is what I do every single day. So just spin the money. We picked up some nice bottoms. Let's see if it holds. But we're already out a lot here on Palantir. We're going to hold the majority of that last position to see if we test, as we're noticing the NASDAQ running right now. AMC's a 16 penny winner. Boeing, check. GE now 17 cents now. Our best out's 11. Brendan's a busy guy. Let's hear what he's got for us now.
I just saw this EBON popping back up, guys, on volume back through $12. Remember, this is a crypto name, so back through 12. Bitcoin trying to bounce here. Big day on Friday for this one as well. EBON, guys.
AMC finally finding some support below that 50 mark. So now we've tested below that 50. Gives me more confidence that this actually will take a look above the high, which seems to be just around the 70 area. So now if we can get above 70, 13's in range for us to take a look at 13. So 50 cents, the risk is about 50 cents. 13 would be 50 cents in profit if we can get up there. 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. This is already 20 cents in the money. I know, Sean, you've got some left, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. So we'll throw hot dogs everywhere. Arun's got this. I've got this. I've got this at 40. So a little bit of a better price there. I think Arun has it, what, you said 50 or so?
50, yeah.
Yeah, 50. So it doesn't matter. Who cares? Right now we're running to the high side. So Arun and I both identified this name. We gave this to you early on the show. I hit this almost as soon as the market opened, 9:34, as here we go. So I don't have any more targets to the upside here, Arun. Let's just see how far this goes. I'd be interested to hear where you might take some pieces off. Look, I think 13 psychological level makes a lot of sense to me to take another piece off of this one, but that keeps going. Look at Check. Check breaks, but Check is still my number one stock today. Check that. AMC takes it over right now. There goes Check to the downside. This is how you play these names, man. In, play the momentum and get out once you realize it's fried up. But AMC right now, 1283. I think I'm going to take a spot off right now, Arun, and then see what happens around 13, because this is a fantastic runner. But look, this could go, man. Maybe making a mistake. 15%. I'm going to take another piece off. I'm going to take off 20% of what I got now, and then see what happens at 13. This thing's taking off.
Yeah, Sean, you might want to take a look at MGM as well. I'm not willing to take that kind of a trade, but I know you trade a lot faster, so that 42 break might be in play for you. I'm going to still wait at 41 on MGM. That might not even come back down given how it's moving. So Sean, take a look at that 42 break on MGM. In the meantime, AMC, here we are, right to 13. Again, this is risk-reward ratio. It's perfect, right? We risk 50 cents. We're getting 50 cents immediately if we get out right now. Now, 13 is bound to have some activity given how round of a number it is. I am going to see how we play in terms of volume around here. Now, if we can find enough selling, again, I'm watching the tape on this one. If we find enough selling in front of that 13 and it doesn't look like we're actually going to get a chance to get to it, then I think taking some profit in front of it makes sense. But at the same time, we break right through 13. Given how strong this is, if we break right through 13, we could easily go up another 50 cents very quickly. So I'm going to be very careful on how I'm going to take profit around this 13 mark, but I am keeping an eye on. It does look like it's backing off. It does seem like there's enough activity in front of this 13 that they want to sell. So maybe taking a quarter of this position off would be a good idea. Take some profit, bank something, risk reward wise. It makes sense to protect. At the same time, I have gotten my JD trade. I am short just in front of 83. I've got 82.97, 85.50 is your stop. $2.50 risk on that one, and PLTR is coming back into that 27, which I'm perfectly okay with. Hey, you know what? AMC's right through 13, so here we go.
Yeah, buddy.
So you know what? While I was talking, they went right through it, so I'm not going to take profit now. Now I want to see how well they support this 13 since we've gone right through it. So this is an easy 65-cent winner for me, and I got in after Sean did. So he's sitting on a 70-cent winner on partial, and I'm sitting on a 60-cent winner on all of it, and we're just going to let this one ride out until it slows down. So that's how you make money sometimes. You just got to wait and be patient. Same thing with PLTR, right? It's coming back down. That's okay. We're going to wait on this one. Sean, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, you're good, bud, and you're 100% right. The money bags for me and Arun today. Bye-bye, ciao, sayonara, see you later, AMC, as we continue to go to the high side, man. Bang, with a big trade for us on this name, guys, today. I could say Moon Gang, I could say Diamond Hands, whatever I want, because today, man, we're cooking up the profits as we decide to hold. And again, man, thanks to Arun. A lot of this is thanks to Arun. Him holding gives obviously us a lot of faith to hold as well. But right to the upside, man, bang, bang, bang. Like this is, I can't hit Diamond Hands when I'm getting out like this. But again, it's all about share size, right? And if you're comfortable with the moves that's happening, you can get in and out relatively quickly on a lot of these different names. So here we go, Moon Gang to the high side right there. GE's a great little name as well. Back to 06, it did dip down. Oh no, I thought it cracked 13, but it didn't. Only got to 1302. Let's take another piece off on GE, but we're super light on everything. 3 times daily goal right now, Arun. We're unplugging the EV space. I'm surprised we haven't done anything on the EV name. We've got Mad this, Valeria. Let's see what this name is.
Hey Sean, SKLZ is a popular name on the chat. Skills is up almost 5%, guys.
All right, AMC seems to be finally catching some activity above that 13 mark. So you know what? Maybe now it's time to start taking some profit in front of 13s. I am going to set an offer out right in front of 13 and get it filled. There we go. We got half of AMC out right there. Right there. See, when you go through 13, and you would expect volume to carry forward. Yes, you get the break of 13. You're going to get a lot of people trying to buy in. But if it comes back to 13 and it holds strong, then you can say that there's a lot of people that are willing to support the level. Now, the fact that it was just a vacuum right through 13, that means there's no one supporting that 13 mark. For me, that's concerning. So I am going to take half of my position out right in front of 13. Brandon, what do you got?
Little one, LKCO. There was an injunction in a U.S. court lifting a Trump-era ban on Xiaomi products, Chinese company, tech company, in the U.S. This is a supplier for that company, so 52-week highs for LKCO. Yeah, up 50% on that news, guys.
All right, guys, one more thing, one more position I'm looking at here, AMD 8250 break. They seem to be working this level. I've been watching it since the pre-market. I wanted to see how we react around the 8250. If we can get above the 50 mark and hold strong, I am going to be jumping on board. 82 even is going to be your stop, so I'm going to risk about 50 cents or so, waiting to see how we react around this 50. Now, we've gotten above it, yes, but is this going to be like AMC where we just vacuum right through, back down? If that's the answer, then I don't want this, but I'm going to wait on this. But this is definitely the one I'm looking at right now to get this 8250 break with 82 even on the stop. And we are still waiting on PLTR, still messing around with that 27 even. Sean, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm here. Just looking to see what the chat is. Yeah, QS, man. I mean, I'm a little bit embarrassed about QS because we're long 50 and I didn't get longer below 50 in the own personal account. Let's see if we got some skills to pay these bills today. Skills taking out right now. We're going to go long through 22. So we have that trade right now on skills. Looks like it wants to break out. We've talked about that again. If you look at the daily chart, there's a hell of a lot of room to run. We're going to give this back to about 30.50, this consolidation area right there. I don't want to lose a lot of money on this. I'd rather lose a little. So let's wait to see. I mean, I want to make a lot, so we're going to see if we can hold a little bit of this right now. 18 cents in the money on skills. My first offer is right here. It's right there. It's at 47, so there it is. So we get taken out again. Yes. I mean, Arun, everything we're touching today, you're welcome back tomorrow, Arun, by the way. This is a monster day here for me. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 7 so far today on our trades. And it just keeps on blowing to the high side right now. So skills back down to 30.50. We'll give that some room. What I'm waiting for, though, is, again, Brennan, if you could double check just the short interest on this name, up to 34. We could take this out. We're above that 50 period moving average. Here it comes back to the downside. I don't know if this is going to run or not, but we're already up that 7%. Let's give it a shot at least. This could be our first loser. We'll wait to see. But we already put in our pocket there, that 30 cents. So we put in 30 cents on 20% of it. We're going to hold the rest of the 80% back down to 30.60 and see what we can do there. The same kind of thing right now on Palantir will keep happening. So let's just get out again at 22 there. Did we get those 22s? No, we did not, but bang, there it is. We get it now. There it is. Boom, boom. Palantir, just beautiful. Pickups on the bottom and then out. So we're still waiting for this 27.50 to pop through. But we're at no LFT right now as it just keeps going, guys. Skills high side. GE back to day's high. We still have this one. That's been a banger. And then, oh yeah, Arun, Look at that, mad love as it gets a little spicy today for AMC, up to 1350, man. How those calls working out for you guys? 1350, 1340, let's go. Let's check out GameStop as well. I mean, what? What days is this? Like, am I in like some sort of a time warp here? GameStop only up 3%, and AMC is the beauty today, guys.
Yeah, you know, let's just update my positions as well. I'm still carrying half of AMC. I'm going to start trailing this one now. Now the fact that we came back down, we kind of had a vacuum after we broke 13, came back down, and now we're making another high. So I'm going to put wherever we stop that vacuum, which seems to be around 1290, that's where my new stop is going to be. So 1290 is going to be my trailing stop on the remaining half of my position. I've picked up AMD now at 82.52.
Ooh, love AMD.
With the stop at just underneath 82. So again, 50-cent risk there. That's flat, if not a couple cents in the money. And PLTR, I've been holding this for almost an hour and a half now. Again, just underneath 20. I'm long at 27.60. We're just going to wait on this one. Again, 26 even is a stop. We're looking for that high to go. 27.65. If we can get above 50, we have a chance. But at the same time, understand that around 40, there seems to be a seller. So if there's enough selling above 40, then I'm definitely going to cut this position and walk away, because at that point, I've seen enough. There's no point in putting $1 in risk when there's a seller. There's a big enough seller that's willing to absorb pre-market activity and open activity at that price. And here we go with AMD now, 15 cents in the money. Let that one go. And I've picked up as well. I've had JD short just below 83. It is messing around. It is having a hard time getting through 83, but at the same time, we've bounced off these 83s a few times. So if we can't stay underneath 83, I'm not going to give it the $2.50 in risk. I'm just going to cut the trade. I'll take the 50-cent risk and 50-cent loss and just walk away. Sometimes, you know, you do have to adjust based on what you're seeing on the chart. It doesn't look a whole lot like there's enough sell side activity on JD for me to be risking $2.50 for that trade. So that's something to keep an eye on. I will let you guys know if I decide to get out of that one.
All right, guys, the bull's running today, to say the least, right here. Look at skills, man. We're trying to pay those bills today, guys. Up to 31.70 right now. So a nice 40-cent win. I was actually waiting here at 85, believe it or not, and it went to 84. So we didn't get out there, which is kind of surprising, because actually I'm waiting at 84. So I don't know how we got missed there, but we did. So 85 and change up to 84. I'm going to kick another piece off in case that for some reason was the high. What's up, B?
I just had a look at the 10-year, guys. 10 years holding 161.5, so off the highs that we saw from last week. But some of these tech stocks having a nice day so far. Check out Apple, check out Netflix, check out AMD, even all up nicely on the day, guys.
Based on that, I want to find out what the hell is wrong with Square, because so I made two purchases, and follow me on Twitter. We talked about this when we made them. I bought Square at 212, I think it was, and then we also bought AMD at 77. Those are the two that I got during the tech wreck. So both of these ones, and I know you, AMD.NQ, if this, there we go. If it can load, I don't know what's going on today with the charts, but they're making some moves up to the upside right there. So you could see here AMD. I know you have that, Arun, so I won't steal that thunder. A good little move here on AMC, not AMD. AMC, I took some out near the high. I think Arun was talking a little bit about that as well. 1332 were out. Now we have like 5% left. So again, only one in for me, and it was a banger. AMC, one of my top stocks today for sure. Skills does go up, and then we get some more out there. So like I said, we took some out at 60 there. We're long at 20. First out 50, next out 60. We were waiting at 85, but we got missed. So now it looks like some of the steam is out of this name. And just to double check where my out is going to be 30.50. So a break back down here right into this area, and we'll get out of skills. I completely understand that, we're having such a fantastic day that normally if you were like teetering, I wouldn't hold this name skills, as it looks like it's trying to make a move back down. But, and again, this is how you have to trade sometimes. Because of the day that we're having, I really think that this is kind of like a lottery ticket right now for me on skills. Like, look at this GE trade, bang, in at 1280. Like, why couldn't have this happened when I was in last week on 1280? 1280 bang, 1280 there. This is, again, one of my number one trades for the new year. We're already up 40% on GE, if you can believe it, in just a couple months. So another high spot here for GE. Let's get some more off, man. 13.17, and celebrate what is basically a 40-cent winner on GE, guys.
Yeah, a couple of updates. Just JD, remember I said I don't like how it's reacting around 87. Let me zoom in on this chart here. You can see here, I got short right in front of 83. Ignore that one there. That was a keystroke. 83, just in front of 83, and I was going to put up 85.50 as a stop, so $2.50. But again, we bounced off this 83 so many times that if we weren't going to get enough selling below it, there's no way I was going to put up 250 and hold that 250. Like that Mara trade earlier, I actually liked the short, so I was okay putting up 250, risking $2.50 per share for that trade. But this one, as soon as I see this kind of activity, I'm out. I'm walking away. I'll take my 10-cent loser and walk away. But you know what? AMC, 1290 is the stop, and guess what? They don't want to get below 1290, so we're back into the 1320s. So that 1290, I know now for a fact, is going to be the break point on this trade. So if we get below 1290, I'm out. If we keep going from this 1290, then I'll just let this one ride. But we are messing around with the 13s with 1290 as a support line. Now, back to PLTR. We are back to flat on PLTR. 27.16 is the entry. We are still finding some support in front of 27 even. And AMD has now come back below that 82.50. Again, I've gotten in. I've waited to make sure that there was enough support below it. So I'm okay holding on to this and losing 50 cents if that needs to be done. But for now, I'm going to wait on this one here. I don't see anything that needs to change my decision on AMD. So 3 positions, 3 longs, AMC, AMD, and PLTR. And one of them, AMC, 60 cents in the money. Wow, okay. I didn't realize I was up 60 cents on that one. So we're going to wait on that one there. And futures, you know what? Futures has found, let me just jump real quick to the futures. We have found some resistance in front of this 35. You can see it now. We've gotten above into the 38.40 mark, and now we keep backing away. So you know what? Now I'm going to start looking for some shorts in front of 35, putting up the risk of 15 points. 39.50 is going to be the stop if I can find myself a short in front of this 35.
Okay, I'm a little bit nervous. I see a lot of people talking about Tesla there. We took some more GE off. You guys know that. And we're trying to, again, it doesn't matter about keeping a perfect day. That doesn't really matter to me. But right now, and I'm waiting for 700 break. We will take it, so I'm going to have it soon, I guess. But I'm a little bit surprised that the NASDAQ makes this kind of a move today, and Tesla, actually, I guess it just got going with the NASDAQ now, but what a great bottom there. I wish I would have noticed that. Like, I know you stepped in there to AMD, which is a good name there to step into, but there we go, breaking through 700. So we will take this Tesla long now, breaking through 7 bills. And let's just see, like, it looks like that may have been a little bit of resistance. We're only down $1, so let's not cry wolf yet. But Tesla right there tries 700 and now comes right back down. It's just bouncing like crazy right here. I think you got to give this one at least back like 691, 692, maybe back to here, 694 or so on Tesla, but that seems like a decent break. As here we go through 700. So we're long right now at $700.30. So a nice little runner here for Tesla. Go Tesla. Before we go, hold on guys. What is this high? 705 here on Tesla. So we got a nice little $3 winner. But yeah, NASDAQ dependent here. If this breaks out, man, this thing could rocket and roll. Speaking about rocket, we'll talk about rocket companies when we get back. But right now with B. Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, real quick look at North American markets here as we head to 10 o'clock, half an hour gone already. S&P 500 has gone red, but only just 0.01%. You can see the Dow holding on to positive territory. The Dow did get into record high territory right off the bat this morning, has since pulled back slightly, 0.09%. The NASDAQ, both the composite and the 100, about 0.3% to the upside. The Russell, small caps to the downside today, 0.2%. They had 3 days in a row higher heading into the weekend, so a bit of a pullback. Here in Toronto, the TSX 0.16%. in positive territory. Let's have a look at a couple of things from the watch list. Ride, Lordstown, we talked about. Yeah, they said this morning they're going to respond. They haven't yet, but they're going to respond to that Hindenburg report out on Friday. Came down here and held 15, so keep that in mind. Write that one down, $15 even for Ride. The next one, yeah, X, U.S. Steel. Did give you a bit of a fade trade off of the open here. We're kind of consolidating under 24. So 24 resistance here, looking like it might want to test lower for X, guys. Back over to you.
Wow, wow, what a big win this is going to be. We'll kick it off. We took, oops, that's the wrong stock. We're looking at GE now. That's a big win also. Look at Tesla, $5 in the money now, Arun, as we continue to go. It bounced around at 702 a little bit, so we did take out half. So look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we still have the whole load because we don't. We took it out for $2 there, and which is horrible, but you know, just the NASDAQ right here. Look how many tops. And again, I said we talked about this. We're on the futures contract M now, so that's June expiry. We're switching off off the march, and then just a couple tops here, like top, again, and it having problem right now trying to break this high of nearly 13,000. So we'll wait to see there. But right now, Tesla getting accelerated to the north side here with a $5
Sean,
win rate.
I'm just going to cut you off and point you in the direction of Ruby, RUBY. That's your style of trading. You might want to take a look at that. That is taking off now, up 85%, 90%, up $14. Just cracked 31. Now it's at 32. Sean, you might want to take a look at that real quick.
Okay, what was it? RUBI?
RUBY, Ruby.
Ruby. Yes, 32 and
It's
change.
halted
Yeah,
now.
I mean, without knowing, I don't like to get too much involved with some of these stocks without knowing exactly what's going on. But maybe Brendan,
No,
I think you just
halted.
brought us Ruby anyways. But yeah, my mind is just on everything right now. Tesla, guys, sorry, I just can't adjust this. Bang, a $9 winner right now as we're walking on water. Sorry to wake you up there, Valeria. Hello, it's Monday. A $10 winner right now for Tesla as this just makes moves, boys and girls. Tesla to the high side. Adios, amigos. 710 right now on Tesla. Bang, what a big move this has been. I will check out Ruby for you, but right now we're flying high right now. Palantir as well, back to the upside. Days high on Palantir. Neil, I love you, but today, AMC, BA, CHEK, GE, Palantir, Skills, Tesla. Let's go, Brendo.
Ruby, guys, just a cancer play. They announced some positive data for one of their latest trials for a cancer treatment. So better than expected, obviously, for RUBY. Another one, though, pretty low float on this one, guys.
All right, guys, quick update on AMD. I've just cashed out, well, just over 70 cents on AMD. We finally got that break from 82.50. I just got out in front of 83.20 now, so good 20 cents or so, 70 cents or so. And we're just going to let the rest ride. Now, I've gone from a 5-minute chart to a 1-minute chart. What I like to do is initially when I want to bank my first piece, I will go down to a smaller chart. Now that I've banked my first piece, I'll go back to my 5-minute chart, and we will just let this one just ride out. And now AMC keeps coming back down as well. If we can break 1290, that's an out for me. And we'll just lock in some profit there. And here we go with PLTR, finally making a move towards 40. Remember, if we get above 40 into the 50s and start to stall out, I'm going to protect this position and finally get out of it. And another one I'm watching right now, Apple, 123.50 break. Not just break, but we need to get above there and hold there. If we can do that, I think that breaks a multi-day consolidation, which allows for some extension, at least into the 125s. So 123.50, I'm keeping an eye on, see how we play around there. We've broken it a couple times, but we haven't been able to sit above it. So I'm just waiting to see how we play through. And looks like I'll be getting out of AMC right now. Yep, I'm out of AMC right now as we finally break. Here's the other side of this position, of this trade as well. Because of how much trouble we've had above 13s, remember we broke above, found a vacuum, came back under, tried to go back up towards 1350, and finally failing. I'd mark 1350 as a upside resistance level and see if we can actually find some selling in front of it one more time, and that might be a good short. I know a lot of people don't like to short AMC, I understand, but there's a potential short here on AMC in front of it if we can actually get above and show some more selling. And that is what I am waiting on so far. Yeah, that's all I've got so far.
Okay, no, we got lots so far. I mean, I've already made 97 trades today. I just want to bring to your attention as well, Arun, that Palantir, I know you're holding out for more, but this is what it does, bud. Like, I know you normally trade futures, but just, you may want to just kind of, if you're looking at the screen here, you may want to just, honestly, think about reloading, every time it comes down and then getting a little piece off, around these levels. It needs to still break this 27.50. This is honestly a little bit disappointing for me today on Palantir because with the market ripping up here, I really had thought that I have weekly calls again on this. So every week we seem to be getting into a little bit of trouble with some of these. We'll see though, options expiration, we all know about that. I think it's quad witching with the MSCI rebalancing on Friday. So there's still some action to come. And I think Palantir can be one of those names that's very actionable on some of those option trades. So very, very watch out. Have a very, very close watch of Palantir there as it continues to go. Thank you for all the love on the show here for Arun and for myself. Neil will be back tomorrow, guys. Rocket also. See, Ken, I see you, Rocket. If you're a member and you put something like this, not that I want people to spam it like that, as my kids say, Dad, someone's spamming the chat. Apparently that's a new word for, my kid's 9 years old and tells me about that. What? Okay, Rocket. Okay, Rocket. These calls are getting rocketed as well. Back to the upside, a nice little 6% move. Look, we told you guys that these stimulus checks will be going somewhere, guys, and it looks like today AMC, Rocket, Oh man, normally I have that 26 break Arun. That would have been fantastic on Rocket. Let's see if we can't have a little bit longer look here. Yeah, it looks kind of silly because of this. So that's going to be misleading on the chart. Let me call up a 20 period. Look, guys, I'm still trying to hold on to that Tesla, as I won't scream anymore, but it's $12 in the money right now, that Tesla trade. So we're just rocketing here up on that stock as we look at rocket companies. 27.10, I guess, a decent spot here. A couple days ago, the high was 27.10 before we broke to 28.70. So I'll take a 27 break on Rocket, but it needs to happen. But right now, man, you got the skills to pay some bills at least today, as the Wiz is back into the building as Tesla, guys. 713 here. Hello. That was a good long through 700, and we talked about that early on the show. So hopefully you have that with us. Right now we're cruising. AMC, 25 cents in the money. GE, 20 cents in the money. Palantir, 20 cents in the money. Skills, like, come on, man, wake up. Someone said barcoding. What is this? Ding, 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 barcode. I'm going to scan that and see what kind of a skill I get off that one. And then right now, $10, still $12 in the money on Tesla. Brendan's got a new name, man. Let's not stay sour.
I just saw this WWR, Westwater Resources, popping up. Looks like they're moving, guys, from the NASDAQ to the New York Stock Exchange, or the NYSE American. So it's going to be on the ARCA exchange for us. So WWR up 11.5% on that today, it looks like, guys.
All right, let's take a quick look at the futures here. We are falling off. It never came up high enough to warrant an entry for me. Remember, I was looking around that 39.35 area, risking 15 points with 39.50 as their stop. It is breaking down through 30 now. We're down to the 26 area. So if we get through here, there's not a whole lot I would want to do, given that there's a... Let me pull this chart out even more. This is a 5-minute chart. You can see here, if we break through the 25s, you're going to find a lot of activity into the 20s, so I'm not favoring a short here. But if we can get some shorts in front of 35, if it wants to bounce off this 25 and back to 35, I am all over that. But for now, we're going to have to... You missed the boat on this one. It seems like, at least I missed the boat on this one for the short. I'm not going to chase this one and wait on we'll wait on that one there. And AMD here, coming off through 83. Remember, we've already locked in some profit in front of 83.20. Now we're just going to let this one ride out. We've got that breakout of 82.50. And now if I need to take profit, or not even take profit, but if I'm going to let this one ride, then I'm going to be willing to take the loss on the second half of the position. I still would be net positive though, but the first half is out. The second half is not going to move from 82 even as your stop. So we'll let that one play out. And PLTR, maybe Sean was right. He did say, I don't understand PLTR and how it moves. No, I do not, clearly, because this is just messing around and going sideways. And given how close we keep coming to 40 and backing away, I am starting to think that this seller is actually much bigger than I was aware of. So maybe walking away from this trade completely is a smarter decision. I will wait in the next 5 minutes or so. I'll figure out what I want to do with this. I might just walk away or I might hold. But for now, that is on the radar in terms of how I am going to manage this position. And Apple still playing around with that 123.50, right? Remember, if we got above 123.50, settled above there, then potential longs are in play. But for now, that level's holding well, so I'm going to be waiting on this one. I know Ruby, I believe, is still in a halt, from what I understand. So that's halt play. If you want to take a look at Ruby, that could be a potential halt play for anyone who's aware of how to play halts. If you have access to at least getting in and out of halts with your keys. But that is kind of messing around with 33.05. Yeah, we're trading now 32.90. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye on there while we go to Sean.
Yeah, no, good call. And you actually, thanks for the idea share. You brought me Ruby a long time ago, but we were too busy celebrating that Tesla move. So again, it's all about idea sharing, guys. Like, if you're not going to be part of the team, it's like, it's hard. And that's why I think that Trader TV Live has just been such a, big benefit just for myself in trading, playing off Neil, now playing off Arun, and then hearing the news from Brendan and obviously you guys as well in the chat. Thank you for everything. And again, let's just keep the party going. Tesla. Oh man, like we celebrated when this went up here, but we didn't get any out. We were just trying to wait to see on the high side. But again, like I'm gonna take $5 if I can get it. So if we break back down below the 704-ish area, I am gonna be looking to get out. And I think we have a couple triple double tops here. A breakthrough 710 now should probably work. So let's wait to see here. If we break 710, we may try one more piece long on Tesla, but we're already up that 2%. Not to say that Tesla can't go, but Tesla's up 2 right now when you see the NASDAQ only up 0.3, so that has something to do. Okay, new position alert. Let's see if we can get this one right this time. Square. I I don't know. I'm going to throw this to Brendan today because I really want to find out if there is any news on Square. I only took this because I noticed that it was just struggling today, like 0.35 on a NASDAQ. I mean, it's following the NASDAQ, that's fine. But on a NASDAQ move like this, I would have really thought that Square could have got going. Like, why is it down from pre-market highs? That doesn't make any sense to me. So again, when something doesn't make sense, normally I don't trade it, but Square right now, I like Square. We're long in the two teens, so it's nice to see this up to 43.50. But yeah, I don't know. What's this level right here on the daily? 247, so we're nowhere near there. But hey, you don't have to know everything to be right, because here goes Square beautifully in the money. I think this is probably worth taking some out here if we can at 80. Can we get it? Maybe we cannot, but there it is, a nice little 60-cent win here for Square, wishing that this could go up a little bit more. Look at the NASDAQ going, and there goes Tesla as well. Tesla back to 710. Brendan, give me some news, bud.
Yeah, remember the Bitcoin tie, obviously, with that one, but BTC trying to get back to the upside, but still off the highs. So a lot of those names a little bit negative on the day, although I did just see that EBON popping up once again. Now 20%, guys, day highs just made there for eBang International.
Guys, I'm just going to, hold on, Rune. I just got to hit this chicken dinner winner because there it is, man. We get out of Square again, and not out of it. We're still holding it, but what a good trade that was. But everything is mooning right now for us. Tesla, upside. Square, 40 cents in the money. Palantir, that 21 cents in the money. GE, 18 cents, and AMC back to 13. So we're still going to wait for that, but we only have that 10% left on that trade. But Square right now flying through 244, guys. Big trade alert on Square.
Yeah, a couple things I want to update. Just before Brendan brought up EBON, I grabbed the long in front of, just in front of 50, the break of 50. But I got 1257s, and I was going to give 1180 as your stop. But the problem I'm noticing is that there seems to be a decent amount of selling above 50. So that might be an issue for the long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye on this. If it comes back into the 40s, if there's enough selling that keeps coming back above 50, I might just take the loss at 1240 instead of risking the full 80 cents or so. So that, I'm long for now, but that may not hold that. I may not hold on to that one that long. Yeah, they're crossing down. I'm going to walk away from this one trade here. I don't like what's going on here in front of 50 on EBON. In the meantime, though, here we go with AMD now bouncing off that 83, finally getting a chance to go towards the highs again. So you know what? We're going to set the profit. Let me just dump EBON right there. Okay, AMD making a bounce off that 83 towards that 83.50. Now I can bring the trailing stop just in front of 82.80 or just behind 82.80 and protect about 30 cents or so. We've already gotten 70 cents on the first half. We're going to protect 30 cents on the remaining position. And it looks like PLTR, I'm going to send the order to get out of this. I don't like what's going on with PLTR, so I'm going to walk away from that trade and move on to something else. And Apple, right? Apple was 123.50. If we can get that break, yes. Doesn't seem like we're going to get that break. There's enough activity in front of that. So I'm going to walk away from Apple as a potential setup as well. What are you carrying, Sean?
So I just want to tell everyone that we did get out of Tesla, but not on purpose, guys. We did get wicked out there at 09 on a stop order. The stop order triggered all the way down here. You guys know I had one in for 705. So we did get out, and just a little check back. It seems like a good out, though. So I can't really argue. It was right at 710. So thank God that's where it triggered, and that gave me a decent out there on that name. So I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. It's not that we're by no means hating on Tesla here, and I actually put an order to go longer again if we break above 710.50. So just want to make sure that that's clear to everybody that we're out of Tesla, but it was, and it turns like it was a good accident, but this triggered me out. This wick to the downside, we got to fix. It's nothing that we can do. It's our stop orders trigger if they see a print, right? So that dark print does come down, and yes, obviously, a flaw, I would say, in that. So we'll wait for there. And then again, some problems here at 244. So we're going to take that dollar. Actually, it's actually just 80 cents there on Squares. We're holding a little bit of Square right now, and we'll just wait to see if we can get that out. Now upside. I'm going to try to hold for the day's high, 245 and change. If we can get that, then we'll giddy up there as well. But it looks like it's coming back down. Skills now back to day's high. So I think that this is obviously another opportunity possibly here to get some out. So I think we'll do that. We're only out of 20, 40. Let's get out of one more spot, and then we'll hold that 60% out, and we'll hold that last 40%. I think that's worth it here on Skills, as it's having a problem with 32. Let's get a little bit out and see if it breaks through 32 for the rest, guys. Skills.
All right, let's just do a quick update on the futures because it did bounce off that 25, around that 25 area. I was concerned that shorting there would not be a good thing to do, but if it got back into the 35s, there's potential. So I am looking at potential shorts in front of 35. It's not going to be an automatic position. I want to see, again, we are having some selling up there, so I want to make sure that selling is still in play because sometimes when it bounces off a level like this, around that 25, 20 mark, it just shoots right through the level. So I want to make sure that the selling is still in play for us to actually take a short. Now, I've moved the stop on AMD down through 82.80. So as I mentioned, I was going to protect that. And EBON, finally getting through that 50, but you know what? I'm going to let this one go because, again, the amount, the sheer volume coming through this area is a little concerning to me, especially if we're supposed to break out. So I'm going to just walk away from this trade. Yeah, it might be a great setup potentially, but I am not going to take that one. And it looks like I never got the fill on PLTR because I do have an offer on PLTR and they never came up. Remember, I'm looking to close out this position and just walk away flat. But they came up and I didn't get any fills. So I guess we'll be taking a small loser on that one soon if we can get back up there. But at least for the meantime, I've got two longs. AMD, 58 cents in the money, and PLTR, 14 cents out. And I'm looking to close that one soon. And potential shorts on the futures if we can get into the 35s and start to find some selling.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to watch things out here. I mean, it's too bad. It's too bad about Palantir because, yeah, like I have weekly options and would love to see this thing go as well. So that would be pretty sweet if it does go to the upside, but just watch out. I'm very, very light. We're looking to get longer, Arun, like sub 2690, like 2680. For that name. Okay, so we did get back into Tesla here. So there it goes, another upside move here for Tesla as we're back in, guys, at 710.60. So we did take that 50 break. Let's see how high this one wants to go now. Tesla, as the NASDAQ trying to make one more move. We may be exhausted here on Tesla. It is kind of barcoding, which means going sideways right now, and it's kind of hard to take big hits, or it's easy to take big hits if you use big shares because any kind of level that breaks is going to be a problem, right? So let's see if Tesla, that's a 712 there. That's not a horrible spot to get out either. Square, finally, that dollar in the money now. There we go, Square. My target is upside, 245. If we can get that, we'll sit there. So I'm going to sit there at 245.20 now on Square and see if we can get it. And then very, very slippery slope here on Tesla, guys. We're still long right here right now. Let's see where this one wants to go. We've got to watch the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ looks like it's failing here. So very, very slippery on Tesla. Only going to give this one, I got you, Rob. Only going to give this one back to 708 and change. Rob wants us to throw out a small cap recap. There's been a whole bunch of them today, guys. Ruby, that check has been on fire. Let's see what Brendan has for us.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Let's not keep Rob waiting. FAMI, the first one we were talking about right before the open, Farmini, little Chinese agricultural company. I mentioned 230, I mentioned 250, gave you a pop at the open into 230. Great opportunity to grab some there. We're down to 150 now on FAMI, still moving downside. That is not the right one, guys. We'll reset that and come back with a couple of other ones. But yeah, check, great long initially, got back below that high from the pre-market, gave you a short opportunity as well, guys. Back over to you. All
right, AMD. Playing around with that 83 mark, we're gonna most likely, the way it's removing at least, it most likely will come through that 82.80 and get me out. So I'll just lock in the 30 cents once it gets there. And PLTR, hopefully we can get up there. I'd like to get out flat. I don't want to hold on to this any longer. At the same time, I don't want to get out close to 27 given the amount of support there. So I'm kind of in a tricky spot where I don't want the position, but I don't want to get out right now given the support level. So we're just going to have to be patient and wait on that one there. It looks like Apple is holding on to that 23.5. So potential play in front of 123.5 might be there. Potential fading of this rally with 123.50 there. And EBON, again, has failed that 50 mark. So now I'm considering potential shorts on EBON given the amount of activity that I've seen around this 50 mark. So you know what, maybe shorts in front of 50 or the high, which seems to be 70. That might be the trade for me. I'm going to wait for this to kind of settle in a little bit just underneath 40. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at the short with 70 as a stop. Brandon, what's up?
All right, we'll just start doing this way, seeing as how our technology is having some issues. Check was the other one, or one of the other ones I was talking about. Like Sean, easy break here. 360 could have had, 380 could have had. Nice move up to 440. Gets back below that significant level. 380 moves down to 320. So check was great both ways. Acer, another one that was up significantly pre-market. 550. There was 580 pivot that gave you a great short down to this high from the aftermarket on Friday. We're down into support now around 440. So lots of opportunities, guys, in small cap world.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat there real quick. Nick W. We'll check out AEYE and become profitable this year. I don't know if that's worth day trading, but AEYE, thank you so much for the super chat. You guys want to check that out. Apparently terrific earnings. We'll look into it. I don't know that name, so we will check into that one. I did want to give a quick shout out to anybody watching the show right now. Only 1.8K likes. We haven't done this yet today, so my bad on that one. Only 1.8K likes, guys. If you can, hit the like button. And, you know, another thing we'd love for you guys to do, hit the share. Share this with somebody. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes as well. We're getting very, very close. 190K, right? At 200, we pop open the Moe. We did the same thing at 100, which just happened not too long ago. So I think 200 definitely worth it there. I just want to give a quick little shout out to the NASDAQ because we're starting to fade out right now. So I was waiting for a 245.50 high there on Square. Instead, 20, 40, 60, 80. We're holding 20% left on Square. So if you see that turn negative, it's like not hurting at all because we've already taken that out. Like we noticed the NASDAQ stop there and we got out. Obviously, Tesla, the same kind of thing. Tesla takes out that high at 710, goes in the money for us about $1.50, but then we throw that $1.50 right back and get about $2 back and get out at 708.27. So that was $2 loss there on Tesla. But I mean, that's the win there for $2. And then there is the $10 or $8 winner. So still a very, very profitable stock. Sometimes you need to like readjust your portfolio based on what you see this guy doing, the NASDAQ. So Tesla coming back to the downside, Square still going up. And then, yeah, Brendan, this is where Arun, sorry. This is where we talked about loading up on Palantir. I missed it there, but this is that spot again that it keeps coming back down to. So if you did want to play a little scalp game here, Palantir is probably the right one for you as we keep going. I guess today is why they call Stimulus Day, because I'm feeling stimulated today. Good, guys. Thank you, Philip. I'm glad that's happening. I want to give a big thank you to Arun, guys. And put in the chat, I mean, hit the like button for Arun alone, guys, today. And thank you. We just got another 600, 700 likes. Let's see if we can't get this up to 4,000. And we're going to throw to Valeria when she's ready because she'll motivate us up to that 4,000 mark, maybe even higher. But hey, hit the like for Arun, doing a fantastic job. Thank you for stepping in today, Arun.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, PLTR, you're talking about it now. In my head, I was thinking, hey, Sean, you want to buy my shares? I'm looking to get out. We can't do that. That is illegal. So that was just in my head. But at the same time, I am offering just in front of 20, trying to get out of this position. I don't want to be in this anymore. You know what? I'm willing to come down. I've got 27.16 as my price. I'm willing to come down to 27.10 or so to get out of this. I'll take a 5-6 cent loser. I don't want this anymore, so I'm willing to walk away from it. And the one trade I'm really considering, well, two trades I'm considering, EBON, depending on how we react around the 40. I know there's a little bit of selling or a decent amount of selling above the 50s, so potential shorts are in play there. And Apple, this 2350 held out a lot better than I thought it would. So maybe shorts in front of 123, risking 50 cents or so might be the play for me. So I am waiting to see Apple on a bounce back towards 123 with potential shorts. Futures, again, they went right up to 34 or so and then came right back down. Not enough to actually set up a short. But I'm waiting in that 35 mark. If I can get a short with 15-point risk, then I'm willing to take the short going down into the 20s, but I'm not paying anything below 30 for a short on the futures. And of course, AMD, I'm fully flat on AMD. I've gotten completely out of AMD. 30 cents on the second half, 70 cents on the first half. And at this point, we're just waiting to see what happens. What's up, Brennan?
It's funny, Sean was mentioning this in the pre-market. Grow Generations, guys, just popping up here, 5.4% today. They're buying this company. I'm going to check on this, but acquiring another company for GRWG, up 5.5% today, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I like that name for a long time because of what they represent, right? It's the growth. It's the Home Depot of marijuana growing, and we've called that a few times. I'm still long this name, WG, that was right. I'm still long this name. I think it was 17 or 18 where we talked about this back. I'll have to double check for you guys. We talked about this back in the fall, based on the changeover of the government. As soon as we saw Kamala Harris versus Joe Biden, and marijuana was a talk there on that debate, and I think it was like September 28th or 9th, something like that, or maybe it was October 28th or 29th. But yeah, it wasn't that late, obviously, with the elections just around the corner. 52.20 could be a nice little break here on GRWG if you're looking at this one. Wow, that is looking pretty nice on a breakout of GRWG. Let's wait to see. Let's check out pot stocks, though. I mean, that is a pot stock, but let's check out another one. Afria flying today. Wow. Oh man, I gave that 21 level to you on Afria. Where did we give you on Tilray? What was it, 30-30 on Tilray? No, it was 20. Where was it? I can't remember that level that we gave you guys on Tilray earlier. It was 28. Maybe it was this little consolidation there. Now, wow, we're rocking and rolling right now on these names. Nothing but love to the upside. Skills comes out. So Skills right there, nice little drop. We're actually, now that I look at it, we're pretty much flat on this name. We took that 31.20 break, and then we held it. I didn't adjust. I should have gone back. I didn't even notice this happening on Skills. We didn't have too many shares left, but now Skills drops back down and we get out. That would have been a better out, like right near 31 there. I don't know why we waited all the way for 30.50 on that one, but Skills turning around. We'll see about catching that again. Square trying to make moves to the high side again, so that's a good one. We'll see. Maybe a 244.50 break, looking pretty good as well there on Square. I think we'll take that. I think it's made a bottom. So 244.50 break on Square. Already 90 cents in the money there, as yeah, we do have an LFT now because of this Skills trade. So I'm going to just do a little more work. Maybe we can get back into Skills. And there goes Square taking out 244. $1.50 now in the money as the Bulls are kicking here, guys. What's up, Beep?
Another airline to look at, United this time. They're talking about Q1 cash burn that's going to be lower than Q4 of last year, so more positivity. UAL, almost 8%, just made a day high there above 60.50. The entire travel group, very, very strong so far today. It's 10:30. That means there's an hour left in the session over in Europe. Valeria is watching what's going on over there. What's up, V?
European markets are mostly in a positive territory as investors focus on upcoming Fed meeting. Nokia is up more than 4% after partnering with Amazon, Microsoft, and Google to create a cloud-based 5G radio offerings. Back to you.
Yeah, Tuesday, Fed, guys. Have to remember that as well.
All right, something that's popped up on my little radar here is Piton. I'm wondering if there's potential shorts in front of this 111. They keep backing away from this 110. So maybe a 110 short to 111. I'm waiting to see how much more selling is willing to come in underneath 110. For now, I'm going to be waiting, but I think if we get more selling below 110, if we can't bounce, right now we're bouncing off 110 into the 110.15 mark. If we can bounce and come back underneath 110, I think the potential short is in play, risking $1 for this trade. And we can then look for 108 as a potential bottom, first profit target anyways. But for now, it is bouncing off 110, but that is on the radar now. And again, like I said, EBON, I am looking for shorts. We got that bounce off 40. Now I'm actively looking for shorts. I'm going to send an order in soon, around the 30 mark or so, and I'll risk the high to get a short. That trade, that kind of failure sometimes, you look for a breakout, you don't get the breakout, but then you get the actual reverse trade. Some of those are much better than the actual breakout trades. So just be aware when you're looking for trades that just because you don't get the trade you're looking for doesn't necessarily mean that the trade isn't there. It just means there's another type of trade there. You just got to be willing to see it. And PLTR, man, I am bleeding this one out. I don't want this. At the same time, this is the absolute worst location to get out of this long. So I'm just going to be, I guess I'm stuck in this waiting to get out, maybe with a 10-cent loser, but at the same time, I'm not willing to pay 90s right now because there's way too much support in this area. So getting out here is not a good idea for me, at least. And Apple, again, looking for shorts in front of that 123 with 123.50 as your stop. So a few trades on deck here, and I'm just waiting. In futures, you know what, we are now going through that, not going through, but we are taking out that initial bounce point around that 39.26. Now we're going to that 39.25. We are very close to it at least. And if we can get through there, I think at that point you can't even leave any orders at 35 because that initial short that you would have taken is gone. At that point, you just got to wait and see how it plays out. So sometimes, guys, patience is the name of the game. And in a market that started the day almost flat. NASDAQ and ES, here we are. Some stocks have gone crazy, some stocks have not, but at the same time, the futures have done very little. So patience is the name of the game today.
Yeah, patience today. Funny because we started the day like I wasn't even sure what we'd be trading today, but it seems like what we're trading is working so far as we're perfect on everything. I mean, we did lose a little bit on that skills, that last trade, but that was okay. Look at AMC. I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. We're back to basically days high. I mean, whether or not you use 1342, I'm going to go long through a 1340 break. Here we go. Let's watch out here. Here goes AMC, guys. Let's watch what it does in your 1350.
Hey,
we are trying to go long. There we go. We will be long now.
No,
more long on AMC as we just take that trade as it's breaking highs, guys. Here goes AMC. And again, it's not really news related. Wow, 42, 48. Let's get some more out. 48. Bang! Big trade alert on AMC in at 40 there. Out some 46s, out some, oh, we didn't get 48 there. Let's wait to see. It's not a huge trade, so we got to give this one some room here just in case. There we go. Did we get 48s now? Yes, we did. There it is. Back. Whoa! Size alert at 50, Arun, so watch out. I don't know if you're still in this. Oh, no, you got out of AMC.
I got a long time
But now we're going to the high side again for this name, so we're back to days high for me. Look at this. Here we go. We buy the love in Square. Oh my God, what am I waiting at? I'm waiting at 41s. So 245, 45 right here is the high. I was waiting right here at 41. So if that comes through, look at the NASDAQ starting to get elevated. So let's see if this can go. Big time trade alert for Square. We're in the money now, $1 and change. Let's see how high this one can go. If we can get out at 40s, man, we're gonna be laughing. I may just take this out right now, $1.20. We're staring that in the face, really? And there it is, bang! The money's coming through, guys. AMC, see ya. Look at this first long, 1240 first long, next 40, 1340. So yeah, double the long, double the fun. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day here, Arun.
Wow, the fact that you jumped back into AMC, I kind of, after I got out at 1280 or just underneath 1290, I just walked away from this trade. So yeah, 1350 breakdown. Now that kind of technically sets up potential extension. You know, let me just pull up the chart on AMC because I don't even have the chart up, but at the same time, I think there's technically something there. So what you have here now is pretty much a breakout of this. So if you get above 50, now you can put 20 as your stop and potential, you risk 30 cents. Whatever the upside is, it's going to be, but at least you're locking in 30 cents risk with a technical failure. So this setup is pretty good. I'm going to walk away, and I got other trades to make here. So, Brendan, what do you got?
Another EV maker that's been on quite the tear lately. If you look at the daily chart for Canoe here, Go EV, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days now to the upside for Canoe. Back to a significant level here, 1575. They announced a couple of executive changes and board member additions in the pre-market this morning for Go EV, guys.
Okay, I'm piecing some of this off. I mean, it might sound like crazy, but we just got some more 48s out there. And again, guys, just trade your book. Like, everyone will have different styles, right, of trading. So, you know, today, AMC, big runner. We did hold some for the upside, but look what we did here. Very similar to what I'm doing here again, where we have in the money. Now I'm going to try to hold the rest. Like, we're in the money, a decent spot, and then, you know, to look for an upside move on AMC right now, we're already breaking out. We're already past this 1325. We're heading to the upside. Like some of these wicks, 1647, that didn't happen on this day. There's no way AMC went from 10 to 16 on that day, and there's no way this happened either. So realistically, we're already breaking through some levels right now. So yeah, we're just, there we go. We just took some more out there. Let's bye-bye. Here we go. Let's zoom in as much as we can here. Some nice trades upside, including this initial long on AMC. So we're just rocking and rolling. AMC, I mean, 4 times daily net right now, so the money just keeps on coming out. Look at Square, guys. We talked about that. A nice out there at 245 off this 244 long. That's $1 in the money as well. So some nice Square trades happening. That's ticked out a couple times near the day's high, though. So we got to get some out one more time, 245.25, and then we'll see if we can't hold the rest on Square. Don't need this to tick down and then somehow we get out for a loser. Let's just get one more piece out, and then we'll hold the last for what we hope for is going to be a moonshot there on Square. And I told you, Arun, about Palantir, man. Like, look how much AMD's running. Look how much some of these other stocks are running. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Palantir. I love this name. I think it's a huge growth name, but right now it's just stagnant, man. We need Kathy Wood to start tweeting away about this.
Yeah, you know, the crazy thing is I'm actually trying to, like, I don't want to be in this. I am bleeding out. I don't want the position, but at the same time, I'm kind of fighting with myself on whether it makes sense to get out right here or not. I'm just going to bite the bullet and get out in front of 27. I'll take the 17 cent loss. It's just not one of those positions I want to hold on to at the same time. It seems to catch some selling every time we bounce. So that makes me concerned to actually put up the full risk on this trade. So I'm going to walk away from this on the next bounce towards 27 even. And EBON, you see the offer, didn't get the fill. Here it is now through 11.75. So that trade is gone. Again, it had to be a specific price, and I couldn't get the fill just above that 20 mark. I was looking just above 25 actually, and it's gone now to the downside. So that trade's out the door. And Apple as well, that trade's gone now. We were looking for short in front of that 123 with 123.50 as your stop. That trade's not in play anymore. And AMC seems to be the only one that's in play at the moment if you have it already. If you don't, the other one I was looking at was Piton, right? If we got that bounce off 110 and we can come back underneath and find some selling, yeah, that was potentially a short. It looks like we bounced all the way up to 111, but then came all the way back, which makes me think, you know what, maybe that short really is actually solid as I think it is. So 110 short underneath with 111 stop, that's potential as well. As I watch PLTR bleed out, and I want no part of this, but I can't get out given the prices, and I'm in a tricky spot with the PLTR position. It's a love-hate relationship with this stock, clearly. And I just got myself into a relationship that I had no clue how to manage.
You don't have a clue how to manage it. Come on, it's okay. Palantir not doing too much damage here. It's really not moving. So we'll wait to see more on Palantir. But okay, so Square, we noticed that it started to fall. So we did take a little piece out. Watch out for the NASDAQ. We're going to try to get another piece out on Square as well. V, you have something?
Hey guys, you watch this show now because guys bring you great trades, latest news, and we are simply the best. So please just spend 1 second and hit thumbs up. Come on guys, we have 9,000 viewers and not even 3,000 of likes. Let's do this. It's officially like time for everyone. Back to Sean.
It's officially like time. Okay, so if you don't like it when I say it, hopefully you like it when V says it. Yeah, I'd like to get that up to at least 3,000 here in the next little while. Again, guys, the show is completely for free, plus the watch list, plus we got a Rune on today. So, I mean, for me, that's reason enough right there. But you guys make the choice. It is completely up to you. We did take more Palantir, though, right here, just to give you that update. So we did take it. I told you that we're buying dips, man. There's another one, 81s there, right up into the money now goes Palantir for us. So we're really happy with the way that one's going. And there we go. Always nice when we finally get a little bit of love there on the chat. Thank you. There's some Palantir out, 91s. Like, this is what we do, man, Arun. You try to take some bottoms, and it's just not a super sexy stock right now, Palantir. So be very, very careful with that. Shout out. Arun's a member of Hydration Nation as well. So we'll do shout outs to our water bottles. When we get back, we'll do that. But right now, over to the big screen with our recap with our Sector Watch with Brendo.
Hey guys, yeah, that time. Let's have a look at North American markets and specifically the S&P 500. See what is in charge so far today. We are negative once again, only just so 0.15% to the downside. You can see this group that has been leading over the past week or so back in red. That is the financial sector here, the individual banks, the entire group. Red today in negative territory, led by the big names, GS, JPM, all to the downside. Diversified financials, even the insurance companies in negative territory. Just want to highlight Eli Lilly there. We talked about it in the pre-market. 8.7% to the downside. Far corner of the screen, energy stocks back under pressure as well. Oxy, COP, XOM, EOG, all 1.8 to 2.5%. To the downside. As far as strength, tech stocks, yeah, putting in a pretty good performance so far today. The semiconductors specifically, all higher software names, even the tech hardware equipment makers, positive despite a few here that are negative. VNT, STX, and WDC 1.5 to 2.2% in the red. Here's all the travel names. Consumer discretionary stocks leading to the upside. RCL, LVS, MGM, and NCLH. 4.5 to 6% to the upside so far. So consumer discretionary shares are nicely higher. Here's the airlines in the transportation group. Keeps swapping back and forth here, leading the way. AAL, UAL, Dow, and Alaskan all higher. But look at UPS and FedEx here, both significantly lower on the session. LUV there, Southwest came out this morning with some positive news as well. LUV, where'd it go? I lost it here, but also in positive territory. So consumer discretionary, industrial names, and the tech sector is where the positivity is coming from, offsetting pretty much everything else. We are negative, as I mentioned, about 0.15%, guys. Back over to you.
All right, just an update on my PLTR. I am finally out of PLTR. I, just sucked it up and took the 17-cent loss. No, it was, about 18 cents or so. Loser. I just don't want to be in it anymore. It just isn't, it's acting really weird, and I don't think I'll be trading this anytime soon either, given how it's moving. Piton, though, on the other hand, it has taken that 111 to the upside. That was a potential stop if I got short. Now, what that becomes is a potential long. Once we get above 111, sit above 111, that potentially becomes a long with 109 as your stop. That kind of, the reasoning is here. Let me just zoom in here. You can see here, if we get above 111, this kind of activates this whole zone as support from pretty much 111 down to 109.50. So for safety's sake, I'll put my stop at 109 even. But let's make sure that it can stay above 111. If it does, I think the potential reverse trade, again, I mentioned this earlier, sometimes the trade you're not looking for, or you're looking for, may not be the right trade for that specific day, and the reverse side of the trade is the move that we're going to make. And it looks like Piton, the 111 long, might be the potential trade for today on Piton. So I'll be waiting on this one just to make sure there's some trading activity above it, get that confirmation, and once that's in play, longs are on board with a $2 stop there. And EBON, I don't think at this point, I can't even wait for this to come back up to 1220, because that could easily bounce off this 1180 and go towards the high. So initial shorts are now out the window. I'm going to have to kind of just be patient and see how this one plays out. And AMC looks like it's bouncing off that 1360 area and finding another sell. Now this is kind of dangerous because remember, 1350 was the initial, or around 1350 was the initial location where we fell from, and now we've gotten above it and we still can't maintain strength above it, which means potential double top. Maybe it's moving around a little bit, but potentially there's a big seller in that area. I'd be concerned about longs if it got back underneath 13 again. So for me now, I'm going to stay away from Piton and Apple. Again, I am looking at Apple potential shorts in front of 123 with 123.50, but it seems like it found some support around 122.50. So now I got to be careful when I time the short. Remember, you don't want to jump in right away, because sometimes a bounce like this kind of just ricochets or just bounces right through and takes out the high. So I'd be a little bit patient on that one there, but I am going to put my focus here on Piton.
Yeah, Peloton, we love that name, guys. Okay, I feel like Britney Spears again. We did it again. Let's just keep going, man. The cash just keeps on coming through. We just tweeted this out on Palantir. Like, now we're long 80s, guys, and out 27. Like, just ring the register here. And again, like, I just tweeted this out, and if you guys can follow me on Trader TV Live, it'd be great. At Trader TV Sean, I put the link already in the chat. Like, this is what I wanted to say today. Palantir today, it's another scalp day. You know, we're destroying the stock. Hard to do, though, without a zero fee structure. We're here at Day Trade the World, so we have the ability to actually gain fees when we're trading. Thank you for the 16K, by the way. We cracked that on the weekend. And this is just what I'm talking about. It's a bunch of buy lows into 26.50. Look, if this fails, like even right now, all the pennies that we've taken out of this, it can fail for us and we'd still be up now. And again, if the NASDAQ comes, let's get this off the screen. If the NASDAQ comes screaming down, which it's obviously not doing, then we may not take that. Like if you notice here, these bids are at 90s, right? My next one, I didn't take 90. We waited for 80s this time. My next order is down here 70. Okay, Square. Yeah, this is like Cash App coming out. Is that what Square is? Square's Cash App? Look at Square, guys. Man, did we destroy this one too today. Like long here, 243. Adios, amigos. Ciao, Bella. Square to the upside, 246.50 now, ripping to the upside. This is a $2 winner. Off my initial long, though, how about 350 right now in the money? Then we take it again. Boom to the upside. See ya, Square. Wouldn't want to be ya, because if you've missed the boat on this one, man, we're hella long Square, and we're running this stock. So that's been what aren't we doing today? Everything really, really nice. The only mistake here was skills. We took an $8 winner on Tesla, and I'm really happy that we did, because right now, guys, we took out the top there and got out. Look at Tesla. put me to sleep right now. I'm not going to put Tesla into the gates of hell because, hey, it's still a top stock for me, but I don't like the way Tesla's moving right here, guys. Into a NASDAQ, into the teeth of the NASDAQ with it moving up here. Just surprised Tesla did not. That's why we go back over to another strong name, and that is SQ. Like, what a mover this has been today. Square, nothing but love to the upside. Let's see if we can't get some more love here as Square breaking out now. Next part, 250. We're going to hold Square, man. I ain't getting rid of this one. Brenda?
Another reopening play, guys. Trivago, one of those travel websites, just reaching 52-week highs above that last little pivot there on the daily chart. You can see huge move. Yeah, it was up more than that, but a bit of a pullback back to 5 here for Trivago, guys.
Someone's saying, how do we gain fees? It's just market making. You can actually offer, like if you offer with NASDAQ here or ARCA or BATS, it's a long story. But I mean, we try to know everything as we can here about fee structure and whatnot. You can actually offer on a paying gateway, which would be a NASDAQ gateway for sure. You can get offered and get liquidity that way. If someone runs you over, it's called passive versus aggressive trading. So yeah, and we talked about pay for order flow. That was hot with Robinhood and stuff like that. So, you know, we don't have any pay classes or anything that you guys can take, but we do have up on our stock market wisdom page. Maybe Valeria, if you can find it, just tweet the page out. You know, we do have one there on adding and removing liquidity if you did want to get into that a little bit. But Arun Square 247. It's a $3 winner as we go four times our daily goal right here as we just keep on blowing up the numbers. We hope to get bigger and badder. And before I throw it over to you, Arun, you have over, what, is it 15 years experience? I see people on the chat saying, is Arun new and things like that. Maybe give just a quick rundown. I know you're in some trades, but you're a futures guy. You've been trading with us. We've been good friends for at least 10 years. And I know Arun to be an excellent, excellent trader. And you guys are seeing some of the skills today. So I just want to introduce everybody. If it's your first time meeting Arun, you're in luck because Arun's a fantastic trader and even a better guy. So there you go.
Yeah, you know, for me, I've been trading for about 15 years now, primarily futures. I spend most of my time. A lot of the risk I put on, if I ever put on a futures position, especially on the show, it doesn't happen too often because of the way I trade. My style of trading is not really geared towards this show just because it takes forever, so it's not as exciting. But at the same time, if I ever take on a position, just understand my futures positions are much, much larger than any equity position I would ever take, because that is primarily what I trade, right? So I spend a lot of time. Some of my positions take forever. They take hours to develop. So, you know, it's just a short intro into me. I'm a futures trader. I do trade equities, but a lot of the times my positions take a long while to develop. And sometimes, you know, you just got to be patient. I am sitting here waiting for another trade. I don't have anything. Brendan, do you have anything?
Yeah, and guys, if you're joining us for the first time, come back every single morning about 9 o'clock. Arun joins us typically remotely, but he's in-house today to talk about the overall market. So Arun will and is on the show every single day talking about the future. So remember that, 9 Eastern for Arun's little hit every single morning. I wanted to mention this one real quick, guys. Alibaba. There was a couple of negative stories about this, some of the Chinese names, Alibaba included today, but it's come down, tested 227 a couple of times and held, looking like it might want to try and break higher. Still down, though, 1.5% for Baba today.
11.5, did you say? Yeah, okay. Whoa, okay. Ooh, scaring me there. I was wondering, we are an investor into Alibaba. So we'll have a look at Alibaba one more time here. Thanks for that update. This is basically right where I'm in at, honestly. Like, we talked about that. I talked about loving Alibaba for a longer term play. But again, you got to be very, very careful, man. This government, you know, you're dealing with a sort of an unknown there with the CCP. We don't know what they would eventually do. Now they wanted them to divest their media assets. I mean, I don't know, man. We found where Jack Ma is, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything with those claims there from that government. It doesn't look very nice at all. What's the NASDAQ doing? Starting to pull back a little bit. I'm looking at this level here on Square. Like, we're $3 in the money, so I don't really want to give it back. If this 245 breaks, though, or 246, I think it might be worth it. I'm debating just taking this piece out right now at 247, but we could break. I mean, we're breaking higher, so it seems ridiculous to take this out. But let's just wait to see. I don't want to. Right now, it's 1050. I'm not going to enter into a new breakout trade, but really super happy with the way this is moving now to the upside. 247. There we go. 250 Square day high. Just posted that up on Twitter. Follow us there. AMC, just to give you guys a backstory, I'm into 5% now. We did drop a little bit off there. We'll see if it can keep running. GE still a monster trade for us. We're very, very light on it, so that's out. GE, one of my number one stocks today. And guess what, guys? Here comes Palantir, and now we have less than half of our position on board. And Palantir, good outs. Like, this is what we're doing, man. Scalp City on this name. So Palantir, the name that continues to disappoint. And I'm sorry. I know I've been pumping this stock and really loving it. Look, it's been holding on the daily, but as we trade this name, it's very, very weak into some of these NASDAQ moves. So be very, very careful if the NASDAQ does pull back. Like, the NASDAQ's going up and Palantir is coming back down. Not the relationship that we want. So be very, very careful there. May take another little bid here on Palantir into 2650, but yeah, this thing is crashing downside right now, guys. Brendan at the big screen, Money Talks. If you don't like this segment, then you may be in the wrong business.
Yeah, time for currencies. Let's have a look at, we'll start with Bitcoin. I want to show you the chart here. We're coming back into some significant levels that when it broke out initially had to hold before we got that extension going into the weekend or over the weekend. Got all the way up here to almost 62,000, as Sean was saying in the pre-market this morning if you joined us, but trying to hold this 54.8 to kind of 55.5 area, which again corresponds with support from going back to a couple of weeks ago for Bitcoin. So yes, we are significantly off the highs that we saw on the weekend, but trying to bounce here. So let's see if we can hold that area and then start working back to the upside. Everything pretty red at the top end of the board here overall. We are waiting the Fed meeting starting tomorrow. We'll get the decision on Wednesday. Obviously not expecting any kind of change as far as interest rates are concerned, but it will be key for the market to hear what Fed Chair Powell has to say about the rising interest rates once again. So a lot of things negative you'll see on the board here versus the US dollar, because we are getting a little bounce once again in the dollar index. So the euro down about 0.25%, Canadian dollar 0.1%. We are above still 80 cents for the Canadian dollar, British pound 0.25% as well, 138.9. Everything else relatively flat. Australia there, 0.37 to the downside. You can see New Zealand, they typically trade one and the same, but New Zealand higher on the session so far. Yeah, Bitcoin down 0.5%, Ethereum, Ripple, both positive on the day. Let's go back to Arun.
All right, guys, just in terms of positions, potential positions, you know what, PLTR, just an update. Yeah, looks like there's a seller following this down. So I feel a little bit better about getting out and taking that hit up around 27, because it does seem like it's leaking a little bit. So that kind of issue, you know, when you're looking at a chart, sometimes you do have to be aware of that. You want to give your chart or your trade flexibility and room to move. At the same time, be aware remember, initial bounce around that 40 area, there was a selling. And then we tried it again around the 30, and there was more selling. So there's something following the market down. In this case, every bounce is being sold at a lower price, which to me, if you're long, that'd be a concerning issue. So if you need to take the hit, take the hit. Don't hold on just because you think you're gonna, magically get out of that. Sometimes it's just better to walk away. So, that's just a tip, and hopefully you guys can make use of that. One trade I'm looking at is this short on Apple around 123, 123.50 on the stop. It is slowing down, but at the same time, it is kind of wedged in here between 122.50 and 123.50. So sometimes you just have to be a little bit more patient with this, especially given how it's moving, because you have the selling up here, at the same time you have buying down here. So that's a little concerning if you're looking for shorts. So I'll just be waiting on that one. And futures now bouncing back, potentially above 30. No, we're back underneath 30. If we can get above 30, again, that 35 mark is where I'm looking for potential shorts there. Not a whole lot going on apart from that. Apart from the Apple trade, eBond never bounced high enough, let alone set up for me to want that short, to keep that short offer out there. But Piton, if we can get back into that 111 mark on Piton and actually hold, we need to find some support buying around that 111. If we can, I think the longs are in play. Right now, all I see is we got to 112. We're fading now the intraday high, or not the intraday high, the pre-market high around that 120, 112.50 mark. So if we bounce back into that 111, I do want to see some support buying around that 111 going down to 109. That is my stop. I just quickly took a look at the chat. It seems like, there's not, someone was mentioning anyway, or a few people were, I guess I'm not getting as much love as Sean would. hey, that's fine, guys.
What are you talking
I
about?
love the jokes. Just hit me with the jokes. If you got jokes, I just saw the chat. It was something there.
No,
I wasn't keeping track.
Look, Arun, let's just stop this nonsense because look at this. I like Arun's detailed information. And honestly, Arun, it doesn't even matter because we all know the kind of job that you're doing and it's been absolutely fantastic. I know sometimes I get a little crazy and some people like the energy over here, but believe me, I mean, I feel super excited that we've had Arun on the show. And stop, Arun, that negative talk. I'm going to get over there and fight you, which may not work out well for me. What's up, Valeria?
Hey Sean, Kodak is an interesting name from the chat. Stock is up almost 7%. Back to you.
See, Arun, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes, it's like the president and the vice president. Like, even though I said that you're the anchor man today, look, love Arun, big ups to Arun. Arun is great, big man, this and that, Arun. And Arun is a G, Arun to the moon. See, this is what I'm talking about. Please do not
No, but like that's the thing, though. You don't need to boost my ego. I was okay with the jokes. Just hit me with the jokes if you got them.
And so, Arun, I've never seen, honestly, like I think the day that I'm not here, we're going to get, people are going to be hating on the fact that they don't like me. But here you go, Arun. I mean, I've never seen the chat. I mean, there it is. So mad love for Arun. So let's just do, guys. Thank you so much. We don't have, let's do this one. Here's me and Arun. Get out of my way. Bang, there it is. Give props to each other today. So good job there for Arun today. And thank you guys for all the love in the chat. I mean, I had to prove there to Arun that you guys know what's good. So, okay, Palantir here to the downside. 2661 right here. There it is. We just took another long. We talked about Palantir failing today, guys. This is like one of the biggest positions. I mean, this first one was, but this is one of the bigger ones right now as we go to defend this 2650 level. Let's see if we just hit that bottom. Here's 2650 here. We talked about, why we didn't like Palantir today. It was weak into the NASDAQ. NASDAQ moving up, Palantir moving down. That's never a good recipe for success. So we take some 61s. There we go. Arun, I can't even look at the chat now. That's how much love you get. So there you go. Let's just keep on trading. AMC to the high side now. Days high for AMC. And I know you got out of this one early, but we had it. It's a money-making trade. Look at AMC, guys. We're long this one again. Another 40-cent winner for us on AMC. So here we go. Let's take out another piece now, and then we'll see what happens near 14, guys.
Yeah, for me, I'm actually looking at Piton here. Piton is finding some support. If we can get back into the 1112, 111.20 mark, I think that's good enough. It is messing around with that level 11 and 111.50. If we get into the 111.20 mark, then 109 stop. I think the long is in play at that point. I'm willing to take that shot. I'm just going to wait a little bit more just to make sure that we're not going to get a cross below that 1150 again. But that is the only trade I've got, right? EBON never came back up. Apple's kind of messing around with that 123. We're going to be a little careful with this. It could go in either direction very quickly, so I'm just going to wait for that one there. But Piton is very close to being the next position I'll take on. I've been flat for a while now. I think the last trade I got out was about 20 minutes ago. So I've been flat for a while now, waiting for a trade to develop, and I think Piton is the next one that's on deck for me. Sean, are you carrying anything?
See ya. What was that question?
Are you carrying anything? Because you just said see ya, so I imagine you're carrying something.
Anything. I've got 4 winners on big time. Right here, Peloton. You're at Peloton. We're going to keep going back to Palantir. I told you this was my biggest position right now. So let's get some out right now. Big time win right now on Palantir. Bang to the upside. We'll take that all day. We'll hopefully get a little bit longer, or hopefully it can go up. And then, we have something else for you, Arun. A $3 winner on Square as that continues to go. And we got out of some AMC at days high. Bang, AMC here, 1240. Bang again at 1340, out 1380. We're still holding on to some of that one. GE, meh. This one's not doing too much. We did get out high side, big time trading on GE early as that one continues to go. And that's it, man. We'll hold. We'll go 4 for 4 right now with what we've got on. And they're 4 doozies, man, as we go to the highest spot we've been at all day now. Thank God we got out of this Tesla and we had noticed that there was a problem here. So good out on Tesla. We'll see. Palantir still going, man. We'll take a little bit more out here at 70 and just 74, 75, some resistance there. Watch out, man. A break of 2650 and we're going to get out. But we're just adding. So right now, this is why we have this graphic, guys, because right now we're just sort of piling it up. Like it's 11:01 right now. I've made 157 trades. My fees are $17. So right now, all we're doing is we're scalping. We're taking the best trades that we can. And guess what, guys? There goes AMC again. trying to touch $14. So right now, all's good. Square, a $3 winner at highs of the day as well. So things just keep on rocking and rolling. And now the super chats come in. Thank you so much for Nick W. BFT is one of my largest holdings right now in the SPAC game. So thank you so much, Nick W. We'll check that out. Arun, what's your Twitter handle? I don't believe you have one. Arun can identify that soon. And then we love you guys. So positive and so awesome. Thank you. Oh, we won't talk stocks there, but what's up to Obama and Clinton, two past Democratic El Presidentes?
Yeah, okay. Quickly, Piton, I've got the order out. You can see this blue line here. That's my order that's waiting around that 20 area to get a fill. I'm going to go ahead and take that trade if I can get that fill. Social media, I do not have any social media. No Twitter, no Facebook, none of that stuff. I mean, I have a LinkedIn account I barely use. But like, I'm not big on social media. I kind of just, unfortunately, I just keep things to myself, really. I kind of trade and kind of just manage my own stuff. I kind of mind my own business, really. So unfortunately, anytime you're going to see me here on Trader TV and nowhere else. So that's the only location.
It's exclusive to us. Exclusive
to Trader TV. That is the only place. And did I get the fill? Yes, I did. Piton, I got that fill. 111.22 is my fill as we kind of flirt around and wait for this trade to develop. What's up, Brendan?
Let's looking at this one, guys. YVR. Former guest on the show, YVR Liquid Media. Shout out to Joshua Jackson, chairman of Liquid Media. No, I don't see any headlines on this today, but just popped up on some volume here through day highs at 250, up 15%, guys, for YVR.
Man, I mean, this day is just getting elevated like crazy for me right now. I mean, this square position just continues, man, just continues to go, making money in our personal account and destroying it right now on the show. I mean, you know what? Early on, and this is the thing, this is why, we need you guys, we need everybody here to help out as Palantir crashing a little bit here. I noticed that the NASDAQ a little bit strong off the open anyways, and Square just hung out, right? One Square broke out. We took that. We took $1.50 there. Then we take this 244 break. And I told you we'd try to, hold things a little bit more. I'm doing a lot of studying, guys, over the weekend and after the show is done, trying to figure out the best strategies for holding, trying to figure out where we went wrong, what we didn't do, what we did do. And right now, paying off divvies as we go here, up to 248 right now. Although, right now, sometimes you hold things a little too long. This 247.50 may be a great spot to take out Square, but look at the runner that we have right now on Square. Just absolutely fantastic. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. We'll go to Brendan, and then I'm going to come back with these supers.
Another angle to the reopening play, guys. Macy's, the retail group, getting some love today as well. 8.75% here from Macy's, up 20.40 again. Wow. So that's corresponding to these highs from going back a few weeks ago. Almost 20.40, Sean, on volume here for Macy's.
Wow, like I can't. I mean, if you rolled the dice in some of these retail sectors, man, are you coming up with opposite of snake eyes? You're coming up great. Okay, let's go, guys. We love you guys. Thank you, awesome. Thank you. Already talked about that one. Volkswagen has power. I love Volkswagen, guys. They have all these VOW3 in Germany. I would say just hammer that. Let's go Palantir, guys. Palantir right now, upside. I don't even have any offers out, so let's get some more out here. 78, 77. This is my largest position of the day for me on Palantir. We pick up that bottom side. You're seeing me dump this all. That's what we do. Friday, guy, you're on to something. I love Volkswagen. I love QS. Remember, QS is in with Volkswagen, QuantumScape. So I'll talk about that in a minute. LGHL, no idea what that is. We will talk about that. Love you guys, especially Arun. Why, gee golly, thanks, Arun. Look.
Yeah.
Okay, Arun has been here longer than the haters have. Look at this, man. I just go off a little bit, Arun, and then thank you so much. The minions just come flying through, guys. Thank you so much for protecting and loving this trader community. We keep on loving you guys as well. Keep the haters on the down low. And you know what? We're in one of those tough situations here where, we go long and someone else may be short, and it's just, it creates sometimes some animosity if we think opposite of what you guys do. I just want to make it perfectly clear. Traders are traders. Everyone's going to have their own unique ideas. And honestly, although it seems like we make money every day, well, okay, sometimes we do. But the idea is we don't hold overnight, right? So like if you're long Tesla now and you saw me get out, it doesn't mean that I'm negative on Tesla. It's just we hold for certain periods of time. We have to be flat at 4 o'clock. So we try to play the momentum, put some of the money that we make in our pocket. Otherwise, it disappears at 4 o'clock. What's up, I think, Brendan?
Yeah, couldn't say that better, guys. We trade price action. We trade what we see, what is happening during the session at the end of the day. That is an entirely different story because, as Sean said, we are completely flat. NXPI, another one, along with Penn National, getting added to the S&P, just tagged 199 up there. We were there in the pre-market, but recent highs here for NXPI, guys.
So I just saw the chat real quick, and somebody said something that I had to bring up. Jerry, yes, you're absolutely right. I do have a BlackBerry. So thanks for bringing that up, because I bring that up every single time I come on show. My BlackBerry is still running. That is a passport from years and years ago. So moving on, Piton, I've got that long at low, 111.22. It looks like it's finding some support in front of that 111. That is exactly where I was looking for that support to come in. So 111 is now in play. If you wanted to grab more here, yes, fine. But I'm going to already put up $2.20 or so in risk. So I'm okay just holding on to the initial position I've got. And Sean is still riding his PLTR, I believe. And AAPL, Apple, coming back up, creeping back up towards that 123.50. Now, this is exactly what I wanted to see, which is, are we going to slow down or accelerate towards that 123.50? It seems like we're slowing down a little bit. So a little bit more slowing down back underneath 123.50. And I think a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio on the short side. So short below 123 with the 123.50 stop. And then support is you're going to find at 122.50. So you can at least make 50 cents by risking 50 cents. Sometimes, Sean was talking about this, sometimes we make money every day. Well, I don't. I know Sean makes money a lot. But at the same time, understand, as a trader, you don't need to have that kind of efficiency. As long as you're good on the 50 to 60%, and as long as your winners are bigger than losers, I'm sure a lot of you guys have read books on this stuff. As long as your winners are bigger than losers, being 50-50, having a 50% win rate is fine. So that is, at the end of the day, that is how you make money. You don't need to make all of it in one shot. So just be aware that your win rate and your size of your winners matters more than anything else. And looks like Piton is coming a little bit deeper than I thought. But okay, we're going to hold on to that Piton and see how that one plays. That 109 is still your stop there.
Yeah, thank you so much at Chaz there. We'll give you a, I don't know if this is a high five or not, but we'll just clap it out there on the chat. Okay, so Palantir, we're getting out a little bit of that one as well. We've already talked about that. And then look at Square, guys, $4 now in the money as Square goes the day's high. And again, I think I'm going to get out 247.50. And it's not, again, remember, guys, trade your own book. I mean, that's the best thing I can tell you guys is understand your strategy. And hopefully we just share some of the winning ideas we have with you, including this one, man. Superman is in the building today. Check out AMC. Wow. 30% today and still going. I don't know where this came from other than stimulus checks and other than maybe GameStop just being switched over right now to AMC. We still have this long. It's 83 cents in the money. Square's 350 in the money. Palantir's 15 cents in the money. And GE still 15 cents in the money. I know, we're kind of playing these normal plays right now, but we can try to find some more for you. Let's check out Ford. A little talk on Ford today. I wrote down 1350 if we ever got there. We get there in a hurry off the open, but then Ford just comes right to the downside, as Ford has been a great name, man. We're in this thing at 10. Once it broke 10, we started to, sort of give this one to you guys. It's been looking great. I still think we need to get up. We're down 1.5%, which is kind of surprise. Again, it's a lot of the growth stocks, not the value stocks, although I think Ford has a little bit of both in it, considering that they want to turn everything electric very soon. Like that F-150, the largest selling vehicle in North America, that could be real spicy on the electric side. I know that there's a lot of people thinking about switching over. Let's wait for that even a 1330 break on Ford.
John, do you still have that Square?
Oh, I do, buddy. We still have Square right now, and that's a cash cow right now. Are you looking at any levels at all? Like, I'm going to try to use 250 here. This is a $4 winner for us on Square. So,
250 is a
any
big
sort of insight you can provide here?
Yeah, well, 250 is a big round number. There's going to be some activity in front of that level. So maybe take, depending on how much you have, taking some profit in front of 250 kind of makes sense. But if we get through 250, we're $1.50 away. This thing can easily gravitate directly to that number, given how round of a figure it is. And sometimes, guys, round numbers, even numbers, the 50s, the 100s, and then the dollar marks in between, they gravitate towards there if they get close enough. So just be aware that given the price of it right now, 248.65, if it gets towards I think if it gets above 249, you can easily see this thing gravitate right towards 250. So that's something to keep an eye on. And I'm the only one I've got is I'm still managing this Piton, the one trade I've got above that 111 mark. The thing with Square was that I was actually looking at this as a chart, as a technical chart earlier, but it wasn't really doing a whole lot to kind of get me involved. But now, after getting above 246, I think it's fair to say that this thing is going to extend decently well towards that 250. So good on you, Sean, for having that, because I was not paying enough attention to that breakout of that 246. And in the meantime, we're still keeping an eye on Apple right here. It is stalling into that 123.10 area. This is exactly what we're looking for. A little bit more of this, and I think I'll go ahead and take that short. And in the meantime, we're just going to wait on Piton and Apple. And futures is bouncing back above 39.30.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot going on in the futures. I guess it's nothing of a surprise. Not really a surprise, right? We've been flat for the most of the day. We're bouncing inside of a range. And 39.50 is the top end of that range. And 39.25 is the bottom end of that range until we break down to the 15s. So not a whole lot going on in the futures. It seems like Square would have been the trade. Here comes Square towards 249 and change. What are you going to do now, Sean?
It's unbelievable. I mean, and we'll just take out the big stick because Square today, it won't even be my number one stock. AMC will be, but yeah, here comes 250, man. I'm just going to watch it go all the way up to 250 and just see what it does around there. I mean, I think we're just cruising now. NASDAQ taking out highs right now, back up to that 13,000, which should be a key level. So we'll wait on Square. But I mean, we could take out $5. You guys want me to take a $5 winner? Maybe we should do that. We're barbecuing up some profits today. Palantir now 19-20 cent win on Palantir. This has been the biggest disappointment for me today. I don't understand what the hell's wrong with it. We'll have to find out. I'll have to dig some more because Palantir is very, very surprising. And then I'm going to give you guys one more name here. I don't know if we're getting ready for lunch money or not, but I like this rocket break. What up, Pete?
Altimmune, guys, we were talking about this one back on Friday. They released more data in regards to a intranasal COVID-19 vaccine. So nose spray, apparently they're working on the vaccine. You remember, had a huge gap up on Friday, but faded that entire thing. So popped up again this morning in the pre-market. We're back to 1750. This is a big level here for Altimmune. Needs some volume, but gets back above 1750. Might be something for ALT, guys.
Yeah. Another stock that I'm keeping an eye on now, it just popped up for me, NVIDIA. Look at this, what they're doing in front of that, 524.50. Now, this is on the upper range of what I'm willing to trade in terms of price. This is a $500 stock. Because of the way it's setting up, I think I take a little bit of shares, not a whole lot, just given the price level or the price point of the stock. But if we can get above that 524.75-ish area, 525 you can even call it, if we get above there, I think there could be a potential trade above that. But in the meantime, all we're going to do is we're just going to wait. We're going to watch Sean make a ton of money on Square, and we're going to wait for Apple and Piton to work themselves out to figure out what we want to do. Futures now coming back down. Again, they're bouncing inside that range, right? So not a whole lot to do there. Unless something pops up or some sort of catalyst throughout, we get some sort of catalyst throughout the lunch hour, it does seem like things are going to slow down quite a bit. I'm going to pull up one trade from earlier. I got my hands on AMD, right? From AMD earlier. This was a trade. I just want to do something that I haven't done all day. So this was a breakout. You got some profit taken here, and you got the rest of it taken out there. I'm going to go ahead and do this because I haven't done this. People were saying, hit the animations. Yeah, I've got my own animation, and this one never gets used unless I am in the building. That is my cue animation. Guys, Sean?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, people asking for that pew. Okay, so thank you for the nice words on Square. And yeah, I mean, I just hope everyone's making money with us today because Square's been such a good one we've been talking about. I'm out though if we break below right now, 247.50. I'm not. You know what? Like I just whatever. The ultimate, sure, if we take 249, but I was really waiting for 250. So if this cracks back down below, let's just get out, man, and take our 350 and move on from this trade. And I like it again, but maybe we don't touch it until it breaks through 350. 250, sorry, it's soon to be 350, I hope. Square's a long-term position for me. I actually bought, it's $35 was my best bid that we got filled during the wreckage, which is crazy. Okay, here we go to the downside. There we go. We're out of Square. So that ends that trade, but we're feeling like Superman today on that trade. We get out on the bottom break. We just don't need to hold this all the way down. Like Arun said, we're having a monster day today. There's absolutely no point in letting this fall back down. Let's put some money in our pocket and just pay those bills today with Square. We did a lot more than paying bills there. So that was a good trade there. Even if it comes back to the upside, I'm going to take a 250 break. So just watch out for that. We talked about Rocket 2640. I don't know. Let's see if people switch their money over to Rocket right now and see if that can get going. I don't know. Roblox traveled a lot today. Is that true? Did Roblox get down to $60? Because if so, then I missed. Ooh, no, it did not. Okay, we have the low down here. No, 66, sorry. I thought it got down to $60. Oh, that's the 52-week low. Okay, so $66, that was a good opportunity for Roblox. Right now, barcoding, I like a 71 break there on Roblox right now. You saw what happened on Friday. This was also a very similar high. If Roblox can get above that 71, watch out. I'm gonna take a long on Roblox through 71. I do like that. AMC's still going, man. 80 cents in the money there as well.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching Piton just fall off a cliff here. It's not working out as well as I thought, but I'm going to, again, 109 is going to be the stop. This is the support zone, so if they can come deep into it, that's fine. But 109, if 109 goes, I think you got to walk away from it. But, you know, somebody in the chat was mentioning GME. It seems like GME is starting to move now. That's obviously in the news. There's a lot happening here. GME just fallen off from 268 down to 252 within 10 minutes. Wow. Okay, so now what can I potentially do in terms of setting up on GME? It seems like we've gotten below this 260 area we kept bouncing off of. So if we can actually settle underneath, you could potentially take a shot on the short side down into the 245s, but the risk on a trade like this is, you know, it's just too wide of a range for me. It's, you know, we got the top end of 300, we have the bottom at 220, $80 range. We're sitting in the middle. I think if you didn't have the short above 270 into the 280s, it's very hard to actually take a shot now at 260. But for me, GME, that's, if you want to trade fast, quick and fast with that, that might be the trade for you there. And NVIDIA refusing to get to that 525. Seems like everything's turning around. What's NASDAQ at? It's up 0.2%. See, it's possible that, oh, what happened just now? GME just fell right off. Where's GME? There we go. So GME just completely fallen off here at 242. You know what? Maybe I got to shorten the chart and get on this. Sean, are you going to do something here on GME?
So what I did was, yeah, because I'm still into AMC, I put a stop order right here at 1370 because these games can trade, or these stocks can trade very, very similar. There it is. So we're out. Sorry, it was 275 breaks. So there it is. So we're out. We'll cash in again. We don't get out at the very high, but yeah, we have to. Let's go over to GME right now and have a quick look. I actually, you know what I think? I did not put in a short request for GME. So I don't even have shortable shares. I do have shortable shares for AMC, but right now GME, yeah, falling off a cliff.
223, wow.
Yeah, we're getting extended now. Okay, so watch out here for GME. All right, let's go back to the chaos day that happened. Where is that day? Here it is here. You see the fall from 350 all the way down. Let's try to find some levels here.
Halted.
170, it's halted right now?
Yeah.
Okay, 214.
It's about to halt.
249, no, it's gonna halt. There it is,
Yeah,
there's the
there
halt
it
right
is.
there. Sorry, I asked you if it was halted, I'm staring right at it. Okay, so 226 and change. I was just too busy with this. So there's the first halt. I bet you we open up a little bit lower. This halt should be, and maybe Brendan can get this for us, but probably just a volatility halt. I doubt there's any news pending on this. Big move to the downside that's supposed to happen. So far, calm, cool, and collective right now on GameStop. It does fall to 225. And again, we'll go back and we'll do a little bit of work here on some past levels. I'm sorry if you guys are caught on GME, but this is what happens. We just experienced this just a couple days ago. So watch out here. The very bottom was 170. I don't know if we get there, but there's some protection. 170, 170, 170. Watch out for GameStop. If it comes down there, man, we should be be able to go long Arun there relatively safely at around 180, 170. If that cracks, then you got to watch out for 150. But let's see how it opens up. No better man than Brendan to talk about this.
Yeah, just remember the range from that last time as well, going back 3 or 4 days ago when we had that huge move to the downside. But definitely, guys, a volatility halt.
Okay, so as expected, their volatility halt for GME. That's a name to look at. Obviously, Tilray's another one that we know can go parabolic, and it's already up to $30 today. It was 5 or 6% when this loads. Let's see what it's up. Yeah, there it is. So still that 5%. And here we go, guys. Thanks for the super chats. Do you think BA will go up again today? We'll have a quick look at Boeing. I love Boeing. Happy to have Arun here and always appreciates his levels. So yeah, we're just as thrilled. As soon as we heard about Neil getting off, we just right away tried to get Arun in. And thank you, Arun, for joining us today. Boeing, quickly before I throw it back to you. Boeing, 268, 270. So come on, charts. We did have a Boeing break early. Got it, then dropped it, and now it's just falling. But look at this nice little level. Thanks for that super chat there. Boeing is off on a nice little level here. 267 and change. This is decent, man. Boeing negative, but if not a bad spot to go long if you did like your chances here on Boeing with the 267 out. A lot of upside with not that much downside risk right here.
Yeah, you know, now, given how GME is moving, here's the thing. Like, you have a strategy, you trade your way, whatever it is. I take longer term shots, but then there's special circumstances where you got to change up your game and adjust on the fly. This is one of them. When a stock falls like 40, 50 bucks and you know it's hot in the news, sometimes you tighten everything up. So I've got the 1 minute chart up and I'm going to trade in and out of very quickly, more like what Sean does, just because the sheer size of the movement in terms of dollar value. So you do have to be able to adjust quickly your strategy. So I have multiple strategies. So the longer term strategy, fine, but then something like this happens, you do want to keep an eye on. So GME, it's halted for now. It's halted at 11.19, I believe. So 5 minute halt, if I'm not mistaken. So we should open up in a few minutes, since it is the first halt as well. So that's something to keep an eye on, depending on where it opens, right? We halted at 226.18. So it opens below there. Expect some resistance around that 227 mark, because there would be a ton of activity stacked up there on the offer around that 226.18 going into 227. So if it does a gap down below and come back up, just be aware there could be some selling inside that area as well. Now, Apple falling off. Again, this is what we wanted, but it's now too close to 122.59, 122.50. So we're looking for that short closer to 123, right? And it looks like overall, it doesn't look like everything else is coming off as well. It looks like futures are coming off. I saw Square fall off. It's like it seems to be a broad market sell-off, and including my Piton position that's getting rocked. But we are still in the support zone. Again, we have support all the way down to 109. So I'll just leave that be and focus on GME when it does open up.
Okay, guys, so here we go. I told you eventually we'll get caught on Palantir. So our average price is 57 right now, and it's not a big position. It's, we're just waiting to see what it does. If it breaks back below 35, we're going to get out. We were going to give this to 26.50, but it just came running right down into it. So I thought, you know what? I didn't want to get wicked out, but it looks like it wants to keep on coming to the downside. So we'll give this about 10 more cents or less, 5 or 6 more cents to 26.35, and then we'll get out. Because again, like looking at your daily net, looking at, what you've made and things like that, you don't want everything to go back on one move, because the NASDAQ's doing this, and it's going to do this every day. I mean, we're not just going to go, not every day. Some days we see it go straight up. But yeah, this is just bouncing around. We come back now into the money. Well, 57 is in the money. Our last little bid there was 54. Let's see if Palantir wants to come back to the upside. Let's just take let's take a little bit off here at 51. There it is. We'll take a little bit off at 51 just to make sure that this isn't a monster loser. And here we go back to the upside. So we hold on to our Palantir, and now it's paying off a little bit there on that move up. 246. There's there's Square, but we got to check out GameStop. What a good out that was on Square.
Open.
GameStop back open and higher, Arun.
Yeah, it's open and right above. See, this was the issue, right? If we gapped up below there, below 226, and we came back into it, then you would expect some selling in front of that 226-ish to 227 mark. The fact that we opened right at 226 and bounced right off, there's a decent amount of buying around that 225 mark. So I think any sort of attempt back down into that 225, you could find some support buying for sure. Given how it halted and reopened around the same price, there for sure would have been an imbalance to the sell side on
GameStop.
And then that kind of move, the fact that we were able to get down to 223 and flip directly or quickly tells me 225 area is going to be a support area. This could just be a nice quick bounce for anyone who caught that long. Man, that's a quick 20 bucks there right for you. And what do we got here? Apple. I'm still waiting on Apple here to get back to 123, and Square falling off. Nvidia again falling off that 524 mark. That's all I've got really. I'm just waiting on that Piton and then hopefully pick a trade on GME if we can get somewhere close to this 225 area. I'm willing to put up maybe $4 or $5 if I can get a trade that's close enough. But if it takes off, I think you just got to at that point let it go or catch much shorter positions, meaning get in, get out, much more like what Sean would do, and just bank as you go, right? $5-6 at a time is per share is quite a bit of money when you add it up at the end of the day. Sean?
That's what we're all about. Let's do a Gronk spike there. As Tom Brady re-signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week, there we go, a big spike because we just get out of our GE right now. You know, GE does fall back sub 13. It comes right back to these levels, 07, 08. We'll take it out 06 right there. So GE now cleared out. A big trade for me today, GE, General Electric, a nice little trade right there. So really super happy with the way that one. Rocket fell back down, just checking on Rocket. This was gonna be a trade if it broke through 2650. I just wondered if people had switched over from game. We saw AMC today. I think Rocket still has the ability to do something here into options expiration on Friday. So Rocket could go, but again, we've already got that dollar and change, right? The options change prices. We got paid out that $1.11 or $1, whatever it was, special div there to all shareholders. So really, Rocket really is like $27 now, but again, everything got repriced, right? So this is the current price, so be very, very careful with that one. Not be careful, I like that one. Palantir drops down. Look, we told you on this move back up, we got some out. Again, we're not going to fight this NASDAQ move. We saw Palantir be very, very weak into a strong NASDAQ. So no surprise here. As the NASDAQ falls, Palantir just gets worse and worse and worse. So we will take our first kind of loser today on Palantir. We're long at 56 right now. If it breaks through 35, we'll get out. That's going to be a 20-cent hit. Very similar to some of those wins that we took earlier. Palantir still a positive stock, but it's not going to be hella positive like it was. As the NASDAQ coming back down now, looks like we're going to turn pretty negative on the day. If we can break back below this 1280, I'm going to be or 12,800. Sorry, we'll be very, very worried about NASDAQ holding levels for even the rest of the week. Brendo?
All right, real quick, guys, couple minutes to go here. We have some earnings to get to. There's not a lot left over for this earnings season. Keep in mind as well, again, Fed meeting, two-day meeting starts tomorrow. We'll get the decision and comments, more importantly, on Wednesday regarding interest rates that are still on the rise. Guys, that's a look at earnings for tomorrow.
All right, before we sign off, we're almost done here. We got a minute and a half or so before we end our stream. Futures, I just want to quickly go over futures. As Sean said, we are falling off now. NASDAQ, I don't have the NASDAQ chart, but I do have the ES chart, the S&P chart, and we have finally taken that 25 mark. What do you do at this point? You know the selling is up above 30 into the 35s. There's no way I'm willing to take a short down in the 25s because I know there's support down waiting into the 15s. So you're kind of stuck waiting for a trade. Again, unfortunately, with this type of setup, you have to either wait for your price around the 30 and higher, or you have to wait for the price around 15 and lower. But at 25 or in front of 20 even, you can't really do a whole lot in terms of futures. So just be patient. No rushing to the exit at the moment. But it does look like everything is falling off. NASDAQ is now down 0.18%, and ES is down 0.25%. So we are coming off here going into lunchtime. So this might be an interesting lunchtime session because if we accelerate throughout lunch when it's thin and quiet, or it tends to be thin and quiet, then this might be a problem coming into the close. This could be an aggressive close if we accelerate into lunch. If we calm down through lunch, which is most likely the scenario, then you might have a quieter close. But depending on how it's going through lunch, I think you're going to see the close be either exciting or not. What is exciting is what Valeria's got for the national day today. What is it, Valeria?
Thank you, Arun, and hey guys, thank you for starting this trading week with us. I wish you a great rest of the day, and please make sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure to hit thumbs up because we need just 300 more to get 4,000 of them. We will see you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and happy National Pierce Helen Dessert Day, everyone.
Pears Helen Day. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know what that was. Looks like a nice little
It's French dessert.
pear with chocolate and almonds on there. I'm down. That looks like a good little dessert there. I don't have the craziest sweet tooth. Shout out to my wife that just absolutely crushed some buttercream cake, crazy cake making abilities for the wife there. She's rocking the baking right now. So a big shout out to her. We did get out of, again, we did our patented trade there. It breaks through 35. We think we might have got that bottom wick there to 31. So we went longer again on Palantir. Kevin, you asked me there in the chat, do I still think Palantir $30 by Friday? I mean, I hope so. I'm in the calls, but honestly, I'm actually in 2850 calls. It's just, I didn't like that action today. Very, very hard to like Palantir today when we're down 1.8 and we were couldn't even get positive with the NASDAQ screaming earlier. So I don't love Palantir, but I do love the show. And thank you guys for coming in today with us. I know some of you will be sad that we don't have Arun. He's going to be coming back with us live every single day right away to talk about futures. Maybe he can give us some equity plays too now. He was on fire a little bit today. It was a tough day trading. And I know, Arun, thank you for coming out of your element today. It was a very, very successful day. Why don't you just say goodbye, and then I'll take the rest here because we have a certain way that we like to end it.
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me, Sean. Neil will be back tomorrow. You know, it was nice to come in. It's been a while. I think the last time I was in studio was to cover for one of you guys was November. So it's been a while since I've been back in studio. So it'll be nice to, you know, just kind of get things going a little bit. And it's nice to come in. And so it's different for me, obviously, from working at home and trading the futures in an isolated way. But now it's a little bit high energy and things like that. So it's different to kind of change it up once in a while. So appreciate you guys having me on, and I will see you guys next time. Sean, you can go ahead and close it out.
I think you just made me realize that I don't think I've had a day off since August. So thank you so much, Arun. I'm going to be here hopefully every day as much as we can. But I do like the idea of taking some days off. Sometimes you got to sort of, you know, regenerate, get going again. But thank you guys for joining us today. For our fantastic production team, if you guys have that shot, you want to give a big wave again. If you have it, if not, that's cool. A big thank you to you guys. There it is. Robbie right there, and Lucas, thank you so much. Thank you to, obviously, Valeria. Big thanks to Arun. And the big man on campus back there, Brendan Wickens, thank you so much for dropping tons of news to us today. Ruby, that check. A lot of stuff happening with the market today. BFT making a move. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this fine, fine world. Join us again tomorrow as we will be back. Neil and I manning the station tomorrow. Have a great rest of the day, and let's see if Palantir gets back to 27, guys. See ya.